Welcome, beautiful star family. I'm burning some fresh lavender twigs, their stems. Welcome to our blessed reading. I have no idea yet what we're going to call it because this is the first time in quite a while that Spirit is having me do so many things in one video, in one episode. So I heard smoke them if you got them, burn it if you can, meaning like lavender, smudge, like that's really good. Keep that going. In real time today, it is July 23rd, 2025. Thank you, Cancer season. We are now fully into Leo season. And we are about, if not less than 24 hours from the new moon coming in. And I was feeling all of these things. I was feeling a group reading. I was feeling a picker reading, which as you can see in the description box, this is a picker reading. It's a new moon reading. There are so many things going on, but also because so many planets are in retrograde and we're having Mercury retrograde in Leo, it's really powerful for us to understand what that means. So it didn't surprise me that our beloved galactic unicorns wanted to come in. I said, I'm like, do you want to keep it that dark? They said yes. And then all of a sudden my finger just did that. So that's awesome. Anyway, I love you so much. Spirit loves you so much. We understand all of your stress. We understand all of your pain and suffering. Believe it or not, you've done this before on other planets and other galaxies and other worlds. You've done something similar. You've been training for this. You've been preparing for this. Earth is like the big mamba jamba. If you are here working as a light worker, it is absolutely confirmed that you have done this before. No one has done it like this on Earth before because Earth was really an experiment, a training ground, so to speak. And over time and millennia, a lot of beings fell in love with it. Some cherished it, cherished Gaia, understood, loved her. Others did not care, understood that Gaia was an organism and an entity, but they're like, so are we, and like we're all doing this. And over time people have run amok and gone rogue. But when this was all created, this beautiful matrix experiment, when it was all co-created, we all co-created this. My eye's twitching again. By the way, it's only been twitching when I've been on these readings. So someone is really fucking mega stressed in our tribe, if not more than one of you. But when my eye twitches like this, it's from extreme stress. This is the third time my eye has twitched during the readings. On Sacred Sunday, the last Sacred Sunday, I thought, oh, this is the second time maybe. And I asked those who were there live, I'm like, are you guys, having any issues? They're like, no, we're fine. So I realized, I'm like, oh, maybe it's just me. But right now I'm like, no, because I've been running the gamut. Today is Wednesday. So Sacred Sunday was 3 days ago. And I haven't had an eye twitch at all. And I had a massive breakthrough. I went through dream state, dream lodge. When I was going to sleep last night, I asked Spirit to take me somewhere really beautiful, somewhere really magical. And it's interesting because I ended up in like a school room with old classmates, and we were adult women though, and it was very peculiar. None of us, well, I don't talk to them. I think they still, a lot of them talk to each other, but I don't talk to them anymore at all. And it was like that. And then there was this thing that happened and I was like, holy shit, we're all witches. And like, I kind of saw all my sisters through my friends. I saw like my friendships. I understood. It was like when I woke up this morning, even saying this to you now, I mean, I was grappling with whether I was even going to discuss it with you because, when it's so real and you wake up and you're crying and you want to go back to sleep because you're having such a beautiful dream and you're like, fuck, I'm in this world. You know what I mean? So many angel numbers came through. So if you've been seeing like 444, 445, 446, I was seeing like even before that. So there's something with the fours. It also could be something with April or the end of April. Maybe it's springtime. Maybe it's you, or maybe you're holding some trauma from school as well. You know, because some of these people that I dreamt about last night were people that were my sacred sisters. Like they were for real, like my sacred sisters. Without them, I know I wouldn't have made it. Like, you know, I had this major thing with my mom, and over the last 24 hours, I started, you know, beating myself up again. I'm like, you know, I should have gone there. Why didn't I at least call her? I could have at least called her. And like, it was just really wild. It was just I'm like, what fucking roller coaster am I on right now? But then when I like had these breakthroughs, you know, after like I woke up and stuff, it was really intense. And I even had something that happened like with someone who I loved so much and I trusted so much, and like they just came in and like held me and danced with me and made me feel safe. And that's, oh, I'm starting to cry. And that's why I cried when I woke up, because I was like, I just loved the way they held me. You know what I mean? Sometimes there are those people who can just, man, in a second, they can just flip the fucking script. Do you know who I'm talking about? Do you have that person in your life? Maybe they're not in your life anymore. And that's what made me so sad, is I was like, why can't I go see them, or why can't I go talk to them? Like, I feel like I need them right now. And Spirit was like, because you just saw them. They felt that too. They met you in that dream space. They feel you too. And it was really wild, because then I do these meditations with Spirit where I'll put my phone on shuffle and I'll just like go in and I'll like Reiki myself and just really like connect as deeply as I can. I used to do it every day, and then I felt like it was kind of overkill and I didn't need it as much as I thought I needed it anymore, you know? But this was one that had been calling to me for weeks that I was avoiding, but I knew I had to see it. And I feel like this message is for somebody else. If Spirit is calling to you, please don't avoid it. They're calling to you for a reason, because they're trying to talk to you. They're trying to get through, whether it's an ancestor, an old boyfriend, an old girlfriend, an old, you know, boss or family member, you know, so maybe it was somebody you met on the fucking tube. You know what I mean? Like you're just going to work one day and you had this awesome conversation for 40 minutes with somebody and you never saw them again. I mean, those people, those are angels. Those are, you know, it's all ordained. It's all planted. It's all meant to be. And when we go back to these old tracks of like beating ourselves up or feeling sad, or, you know, it's like we're forgetting the magic, we're forgetting ourselves. And the unicorns are here to remind us that for Leo season, at least for Leo season, you need to play. Now, listen, we are in retrograde. So when a Mercury, we're in many retrogrades, when we're in a Mercury retrograde though, that deals with communication and that kind of connection. What Spirit wants to translate is that it's like a subsidiary of like the emotions of things that we've been entangled with in all forms. So as magnanimous, is that the word? And outgoing and extroverted and beautiful and magical as Leo is, also we have to remember that when Mercury's in retrograde in a sign, it's there for a reason. It's there to teach us something. It's there to tell us something. I've been getting so many connections. If Spirit calls me to, I'll put links in the description box. But there's been some light workers that have been in my orbit for a long time, but I don't watch their readings very often. I'm not drawn to them, or Spirit. Even if I love it or the title looks fun, they're like, that's not for you. I'm like, okay. But recently their stuff, I've been watching a lot of their stuff, and I understand because they're an astrologer too. And I think astrologers who are also mediums, man, that's a sweet spot. And I've been diving more into astrology. And as a lot of you guys know, for years in this tribe, I've said, like, every time I start to study astrology, Spirit will be like, no, 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 no. And I get it now, because they've been blocking me. And I'm saying this with soul knowledge, and I'm not saying this with arrogance or ego, but I tend to, I pick things up really fucking fast. I'm just really quick. I'm really fast. It's part of my soul DNA. Like, it's just part of me. And, and it's like, I'm not like Sheldon Cooper, or like where I have, photographic memory. But that's why I smoke so much cannabis, why I'm on so much cannabis all the time, is because when I'm not, it's like, even when I meditate, even when I, you know what I mean, walk it off, blah, blah, blah. It's like whatever I am and wherever I come from is very rare. And I know that now more than ever. And so, I'm not meant to be on all the time, but in a weird way I am. Like when I came to this earth, I'm on. Like I'm on, you know what I mean? Like you're on. Like when they're like, you know, the curtain comes up, you're on. It's like I'm kind of on all the time. I have to be the one to turn it off to take care of myself and my avatar. So, when I hear things from other light workers that completely confirm what spirit tells me in meditations, you know, especially when I go to things with my pendulum, I can feel the energy of that it's correct. And if you're here right now today, you are most likely very similar to me, and or at least somewhere in the vicinity where you are a light worker and you're really powerful, and it's your job to make sure that you know when to turn it off. Even for my light workers in this group who are super quiet, super shy, don't speak up, don't, you know what I mean? Like you just being alive, you guys, just us being alive right now, we bring a natural light. We anchor a natural light that's unlike anything that any humans have ever understood or can really understand. And the more I learn about myself and the more I allow myself to be awesome, the more I'm healing, because I was literally destroyed from a very young age, 1156, which is also 1111, right? As light workers and angels and children of the light, we understand as starseeds that we've always been different in one way or another. Even if you came from the most perfect loving family, you were the quirky one, you were whatever, and even if everyone loved you, it's like you always felt different. But for a majority of us, you know, we had a little more struggle in our childhood, a little more struggle in our school years. You know, we were either bullied and then turned around and bullied and then, you know, continued the process, or we were just really quiet and nobody really talked to us, or we were super gregarious, right? And super outgoing. Because like, look at the monkey, look at the monkey. If you look at my awesomeness, you won't see what I really am. Well, Leo is here. Leo season, and about to be Leo moon tomorrow, is here to tell us to shut that voice up in our head. It's time to heal that voice. And they don't say it with anger or like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it's about not allowing the energies and the entities that have put those thoughts, that planted those seeds into our human matrix brain, that have held us back from our greatness, from our excellence, and from what we were meant to do here. You know, I loved fashion. I mean, I loved fashion more than anybody I knew personally. And even when I went to college in my late 30s, I went back to school and studied fashion design. Even then, I would have my professors who were like, man, you just love it. I go, no, you know what it is? I'm like, I just love the individuality of it. I love that fashion can, you know, change who you are. You can change your hair color. You can change your nails. You can change your outfit. You can wear contacts. There are so many things. You can wear glasses that, you know, maybe you don't need glasses, but you like the way you look in glasses. You know, this is the wonderful time that we get to be ourselves. We've always had the magic. We've always possessed the magic to be ourselves. But that magic has been doused, and that light, our light, has been dimmed many times over our lifetimes, you know? And because we're all like, it's like I don't know if you guys have ever read the book Soul Retrieval. And right now, I feel like we're in a co-collective of soul retrieval from all of our lifetimes. And it's not comfortable, right? Because there's so many levels and facets to it. It's not always comfortable. It's not always easy. And it doesn't always feel divine. We want to be like, yeah, fuck you, and put your fingers up, you fucking asshole, right? We've got that side of us that's angry. We've been holding on to that. We've been repressed. We've been raped. We've been tortured. We've been killed. We've been burned. We've been murdered. You know what I mean? Like all these things. We've played the victim to feel understood. We've played the victim so people would leave us alone. We've played the victim so that we can speak our truth and blame everyone else for who they are. This Leo season, while Mercury's in retrograde, and while we have several other planets in retrograde, and Chiron is about to go retrograde, these are all lessons. But remember that all the wonderful, beautiful things of Leo, we must also study the shadow aspect of Leo as well, because that's what's going to come for us this season. Can you rise above it? Can you sing a song and break a note and still love it anyway? Can you draw that picture, and even though it's not perfect, start a social media channel? Show people your process. Maybe you like to make tinctures. Maybe you're a Reiki master. Maybe you love accounting and numbers, so you want to learn the Akashic Record, and you're like, hey, come learn the Akashic Record with me. I'm going to start a channel. I'm learning too. People love to learn. People love to be taught. My channels are changing. I can feel it. Baba's been coming to me in all different ways, and I'm feeling this really strong pull that I'm going to have to delete some things and get rid of some things and move some things on. And, I just got the chills all over my body. And I feel like this is a message for all of us. In this retrograde season, they want us to pull our soul apart so that we can get to the nitty gritty, to the darkness, to the soup. When this cool resin art wanted to come in today, they had me put it in a perfect spot. But have you guys noticed how much it looks like a pool? Like an illusion, right? But that's what they want us to see. The illusion that nothing's perfect. Nothing in the universe is perfect. Even if to the naked eye it looks perfect, it's not. Drink some water. 1739. 17's been coming up for us a lot lately, so is 12, which 39 comes out to the number 12. It's not just about, oh, cool angel numbers anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just about like this or that or whatever. It's so much deeper. They want us to go deeper. Look at this. They want us to see below the surface. I thought that was a piece of lavender. I did not expect that, right? We're going to see a lot of things that we don't expect. We're going to be dealing with a lot of the unexpected. Hold your horses, say the unicorns. Because the horses are literally the unicorns without a horn. They're the same energy. They're from the same family. I've met some unicorns here before. You guys, and you know I've told you this. I've worked with so many herds of horses now. I've lost count. 20 plus, maybe 30 horses now I've worked with. Maybe more. And only a few of them have this like little colic right where the horn would be. Like literally, like it's magical. And you can see it. If you look at the colic long enough, you see the fucking horn. It's powerful. So they are here. And next year is the year of the horse, which is about freedom. So right now, a lot of people don't know what the fuck's going on. And every time, we do this, they do that. We do this, they do that. They start opening, these files, I'm not going to say names today, but, and the United States American president is like terrified, running scared. So what does he do? He literally shuts down Congress, which I believe they do anyway, like for the summer. I think they like take a vacation, but I don't think it's this time. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not allowed to just be, he's like, it's like playing chess. It's almost like, it's going to get to the point where it's going to be like, checkmate, motherfucker. I'm sorry, not sorry, but it's going to be checkmate. You can only run so far. You can only go so deep into the shallows and get lost until the light will find you. It's inevitable. So keep going. Keep your strength. Cry. Do not hold it in. Let it go. Work with the Leo energy. Celebrate the Leo energy. And if you're a Leo, happy birthday to our Leos, to our Leo family. I always say happy birthday to everybody, but sometimes I'm really called to it. So to our Leo family, happy birthday. This is a magical time. Not only is tomorrow the new moon, but the Lionsgate portal is going to begin opening on the 26th, which is Saturday. And so cool. I'm excited for next week's Sacred Sunday because it'll be episode 12. And we've been talking about 12 a lot. So that's really exciting. And I just realized that we're going to have episode 13 during the Lionsgate portal. Let's pull out the calendar and see a few things that are going on before we move to the readings. So in real time, it is, I said 23rd. I already said that. Welcome, Leo, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow, I'm going to put a link below in the description box from the third quarter moon reading from June. There's some messages in there. There's some pearls in there. I don't know if they're for everybody or for somebody, but it did come up in one of our readings. When this was blank, I remember they told me to put a heart here. Third quarter moon reference June. So there, I mean, I remember talking about this, but then now I've written it in, right? So there's a lot of powerful things going on. So if this is episode 12, then that means that the third, which will be before the Lionsgate portal, will be episode 13. There are no fucking accents. I mean, they had me started on Mother's Day, you guys. It's not like I counted it out. I don't do that. Like, even just like this, I just started doing this like last week. Just because there were so many things that were coming through. We're also going to have 2 new moons in Virgo. We're going to have what they call a black moon. We've got the new moon in Virgo on the 22nd as Virgo season comes in. And then we got another new moon in Virgo, the second one, on September 21st, right before Libra comes in. So that's going to be really powerful. There's just a lot of cool things. The next 6 months, you know, well, let's see. We're almost at the end of July. So let's just say August, September, October, November, December, January. Yeah. So, yeah, it is definitely the next 6 months because the year of the horse is coming in February. So we're in the year of the snake, which is really powerful because they had me bring the box in from the Enchanted Unicorn Oracle. And I never noticed before that this particular Enchanted Unicorn looks, it looks like a snake. Do you see that? It looks like a snake's tail. Also, I've been drawn to watch all these things with snakes and anacondas and like, well, snakes and anaconda, but that's the last thing I saw last night. But I've been watching all these things with snakes. We've been having snakes all over the property. I worked really intensely on the property. What's today? So 2 days ago on Monday. And oh my gosh, it was so intense. It was so intense because I was holding back. I was just like chasing away all these energies, you know. I'm like, get out of here. I don't want to kill you, you know. I'm like, get out of here, snake. I like prayed and it was really powerful. And as far as I know, I didn't kill anything. And I moved things when I could. And when I saw spiders running for it, I gave them time to run, you know. And and a little lizard came through, a cute little baby salamander. I was like, hey, buddy. I almost wanted to pick him up and make him my best friend. But you know what was really weird? It was after it was done, I was actually really sad because I realized I had taken all of their habitat away. Like all of these creatures were all around my house, but like that's, you know, that's part of my job. That's what my landlord likes. And so, you know, but it made me realize like the next place I move, I never want to do that again. I never want to destroy an animal's habitat. It just feels wrong, especially this little lizard. It obviously was like living in there and like living its best life. And, you know, I'm just grateful I didn't kill it or hurt it, or you know what I mean? I went around with my hands first, and I did a lot of, my back was fucking killing me. It's hurting today too, but it was really hurting. Like I felt like I sprained my back on Monday, because I was doing so much by hand, and it's a really big property. Just because, I mean, I was at it like 5 hours straight, or I think, or more. And it was just something that I felt like I wanted to connect to the earth and apologize. Like, you know, when I was like, oh, I'm sorry, buddy. And then, you know, then I came back in, you know, with the weed whacker and like really like cleaned it. And when I was done, it looked nice. It was nice that everything looked so clean. It's like, it looked like I vacuumed the yard, you know, but because it's like summer and July, it's like everything's dead. Like when I look outside right now, everything's dead. Like there's no green, there's no, I mean, there is, but it's like struggling to even be alive, you know? So it's been an interesting adventure for me as well. Wherever we go next, I'm like, I don't ever want to do that again. It feels wrong. It doesn't feel right to me, especially because we're right on the edge of like a natural, like a natural habitat that's been like, you know, marked off for like, it's like a reserve, you know what I mean? Because we need that natural habitat. And I felt like the bees and all these creatures were talking to me, and I didn't get stung or bit like I had in the past. It was really bizarre. I think I might have got bit and stung like twice, like the whole time. Something bit me, I don't know what it was, and something stung me, but it wasn't like horrible. But I digress, you know. So if you are doing something that doesn't make you feel good or doesn't feel like part of your path, it's time to choose something different. And I believe that's what we're going to be doing here for this pick a reading. So with that being said, if Spirit has me come through and talk about anything else, I will. But otherwise, let's get these cards pulled. So I'm going to knock out the old energy from whenever they were used before. And I'm going to ask Spirit, do you have any messages for reading 1? Whatever messages you want to come through, whether it's like, you know, new moon intentions, Leo season, like whatever is meant to be. Okay. So let me see. Is it in their greatest and highest good for me to show the face of the card? Okay. So this is for reading 1. Getting stuck in sticky situations. So earlier when I was playing with this deck, this came out. So I had a feeling it was going to be one of our readings. Getting stuck in sticky situations. I'm going to say that 5 times quickly. Fly trap number 4. Okay, so let's see. I want to kind of move. There we go. I felt like it wanted to be moved down a little bit. Okay. So do we have any more cards for reading 1 right now? Okay. Reading 2. Do we have any messages for, thank you, Spirit, for whatever needs to be heard. This is definitely like a whatever needs to be heard. There's too many things going on. We'll know in the reading. So what's the face card? Can you please show us the face card for reading 2, Spirit? What's reading 2's theme? Ooh, this one, like, it like kind of went like this and like kind of around the deck. It was weird. It was almost like it was floating. Number 10, Rainforest. Okay, the good luck card. That's awesome. Oh, that's exciting. That means something's coming to a completion for you guys. That's really exciting. Oh my gosh, that means this Leo season, something exciting. Now listen, you know, if it feels like your card, go for it. But if it doesn't, don't make something your story that's not your story just because you don't, you know what I mean? Like if you're here, this is what they want me to say. This is really important. If you're going through like a dark night of the soul moment and, you know, or some shadow work or soul retrieval or whatever you're going through, and it's like you want the light at the end of the tunnel. Just because you want the light at the end of the tunnel doesn't mean that it's time for you yet. Do you know what I'm saying? So if it feels right, then take it. Or even, you know, sometimes you guys are like, I read all of them. If anything comes through during that, it will. But I just heard that because, you know, right? Like you're just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Let's do something else. It's like when instead of like trying to change your story, they're like, have fun instead. Like if something's getting too much or too real, I feel like they want to zoom in. If it's getting to be too much or too real, they said that's fine. Then go do something fun. You know, but if you're in it and you're in it, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, right? Is this reading 3, Spirit? Is this reading 3? Okay. Oh, yay. Oh my gosh, I love this. Is one of my favorite cards ever. Number 30, snacks. Release judgment around food. Interesting. Number 3. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. Do we have more than 3 readings today, Spirit? Do we have more than 3 readings? Do we want to do a reading 4? Is there a reading 4? Is there a reading 4? Oh my gosh, there is. Wow. Cool. We haven't done this in a minute. I have a feeling they're going to be 1 card answers, though. You know what I'm saying? Okay, hold on. Number 4. Invention. Brilliant new ideas. Yay! Oh, talk about new moon awesomeness. Okay, so reading number 4, invention. And I feel like it wants to come over here just for now so you can kind of like see how you want to, you know. What the heck is that? It sounds like, I think that was like a semi pumping its brakes. You guys know I live off a freeway. I'm going to take a screenshot. Oh, when I looked down, it was 3049. So I feel like, let me also put the flash on. Oh, maybe not. Because I was thinking that it might look better with the flash. Let me kind of move it around. Work with me here. Lighting. Oh, there we go. I felt the flash wanted to come on for sure. You know what's interesting is like, I feel like 4 wants to be up here. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's like something like that. Okay. Okay. There we go. Sometimes you just got to feel it out. Don't stress yourself. It's not worth it. Maybe this is a lesson in patience for somebody right now. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Let's go out just a little bit. Beautiful. Beautiful. This I almost feel like wants to come even closer. Yeah. This is what you got to do sometimes. You got to just work with it. Just work with spirit. Work with it. Don't try and overcompensate or, you know. Because a lot of times I'll do this and then later they'll like have me go back and, you know, then I'll change it or whatever. You're watching my process. Watching the process. Okay, so yay! I don't think there's a 5. It doesn't feel right. So I always check, but is there a 5? Oh my gosh, no, there's not. No, there is not. Is there really? Is there really a 5? Is there really a 5? Because then this would be, they wouldn't be in order. Oh, I didn't show it to you guys. 18, 1000. Deeper understanding. This came out earlier too. So let me, I mean, we're going, this is like, you know what I mean? Like there's a reason for this. So let me sit with spirit for a second and my pendulum and like see, is there a reading 5? Okay. Is this like a group? Is this, oh, is this for shorts? Is this for one of the other readings? Is this for a reading 5? Is this for the group? My pendulum just hit the bell. I love that. Did you hear that? It's like going in a circle like this and it like hit the bell. Okay, but are those 4 for, oh my gosh, I feel like Caitlin Riley right now where she's like, okay, when she's like, you guys, those you're gonna see more of those videos because that's what we're gonna see fall apart too. It's not just like that the dissemination of like, you know, what's happening, but it's like we're also of like the world leaders and all this stuff. It's like bigger than that. It's like we're going to see the fakery and the fuckery of everybody go away. It's going to be very, 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 very interesting. Okay. So are we going to do 4 readings though? Do you want me to take this one out? Do you want to do 3 readings? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I see what's happening now. So what we're going to do is, they had me take pictures like that. Do we want to pull any more cards right now? Okay, so this one wants to come through too. Okay, do you want to pull any more cards? And then we have number 27, Greenwood, The Awakening. Oh my goddess. Do you know, I've had this deck for years, and I know I've probably seen this card, but I feel like I've never seen it before. It's so cool. Number 9. So I think I understand what's happening, and let me just check in with Spirit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these cards. I feel like they wanted, maybe it's like an enticing kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like we're doing something different, something I don't know if I've ever done before. So that's why I'm like, I feel like I'm in serious. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is from the Answer is Simple deck, which is all about the ego. I don't know how this got in here, but look at this. Keep Dancing, number 31. So I'm going to put this out here right now. Oh my gosh. Remember I told you that, like, in my dream, that person was dancing with me. They were dancing with me and singing to me while they were dancing with me. And that's what made me so sad was, look at that. Oh my gosh. This must be for somebody else too. Oh my gosh. Oh. So many things are coming through right now. I don't even know what to say. I literally don't know. And there's another card in here too. Number 38, which is also the number 11, Lend a Hand. Okay. Wow. I got to see if, I mean, there's just so much. Are there any more? Do you want me to? Holy shit, you guys. This is fucking nuts. This deck is going crazy. The Galactic Unicorns are so playful, but also, like, I feel like they have so much to say. All right, you guys. I'm a little verklempt. I haven't felt this way in a really long time. So, I'm going to gain my composure. Number 9, Bury Me. Take some time for yourself. Wow. Interesting too that I feel like, okay, so we're going into a pick reading. I have no idea. I'm literally going with the flow, as you know I do. So they want me to read something. Okay, this just fell out. An eclectic mix of conversations, performances, and experiences featuring, I don't know what that or who that is for. This has come through before on our readings, so I'm not sure who that's for. It's almost like I'm doing like 30 readings at once right now, but I'm not mad about it. I'm just trying to make sure that like everything gets said and done the way it's meant to in the order that it's meant to. And we are definitely doing a pick reading with this. So I don't know how they're going to do this, but maybe it's like, because not everybody sees every pile. So maybe they're having us kind of like give a little preview. And then as of right now, like, right? Like I always say to you guys, like, you know more than I do in this moment, right? Because I don't know how they're going to have me put it, what cards are going to be put out, what pictures. They just kept telling me to take pictures. So I do as I'm told. So they want me to talk about the planets in retrograde. And it's really important because some people don't understand what's happening. So Saturn, Pluto, Neptune, and Mercury are in retrograde right now. Mercury, as we know, a lot of people fear the retrograde, right? But that's because Mercury is about communication, our intellect, information, internal dialogue, analyzation. It affects us because it's the closest to the Earth. That's why Mercury is the closest planet to us. So it really affects us. And now that we've gone into the full fifth dimensional energy, those who are still stuck in the old matrix of the third dimensional energy, that's why it feels so fucking uncomfortable and wrong right now. There's nothing wrong. It's just everything is happening exactly as it's meant to. It feels uncomfortable because the fucking world is in an upheaval. There's so much happening. I've been having this little demon, this little shadow that's been coming for me, like telling me like that I fucked up, or I was supposed to do this, or I was supposed to do that, affecting my pendulum. So that means that it's part of me. That's part of my shadow that wants me to feel guilt, that wants me to feel bad, that wants me to second guess myself. Because I'm so open to healing and learning. So when you're really open to healing and learning, it's easy to say, okay, well, if I was meant to do that, can you show me like what I'll say to spirit, can you show me or tell me like what I did wrong or where I took a wrong turn? Because I didn't really do anything wrong. It's like, everything always ends up the way it's supposed to. It's just we have the free will of how we're going to get there. So when our communication is in retrograde and we have this planet that it seems like they're going backwards, but all it did is the planets just slow down. When they go in retrograde, they just slow down. But Earth has sped the fuck up. And that's why people feel even more off balance, off kilter, toxic energy. You know what I mean? Like things are coming out. I mean, it's almost as if people were under some dark shadow spell, which they probably were. 4114, hello, 5 and 5, and 41 and 14 mirror each other. So another more angel numbers for us to work with. But 5 is about change and transformation, and we've been in this change and transformation for a while. The dragons, came in with like, a lot of people, myself included, were shocked. We were like, how come he's the president? Because we have to see that he the first election he lost, right? Like Hillary would have won if he wouldn't have like put in all those lives. All he did was plant seeds for lies and plant seeds for like whatever, and all these seeds that he planted just grew and grew and grew. But you know why they grew? Because people's interesting, they told me not to say names, but I just said one. But because people believe what they want to believe, and if people are angry or frustrated or upset, then they're going to go with somebody who's like, saying, I'm for you, I'm going to take care of you. Most people don't want to heal their own shit. They don't want to take care of their own fucking problems. They want someone to do it for them. They want to pay somebody to do it. You can't pay somebody to fucking, solve your problems. You have to do it yourself. I've used this analogy many times, and I'll use it until they tell me not to, but it's a really good one. And it was a talk show where Oprah was being interviewed, and they asked Oprah why she struggled so much with her weight when she has, all of these people. She has her own private chef. She has people who shop for her. She can afford to have any foods in the world, the healthiest, most beautiful food in the world. And she said, yes, but I'm the one that has to put the food down. I'm the one that has to put the alcohol down. I'm the one, right? She's like, I have to do that. No one can do that for me. I have an addiction to food. I use food as a comfort. I use food and alcohol as an escape. You know what I mean? Like, I'm paraphrasing, right? But that was like basically what they were saying. And that's what Spirit's saying to all of us. We use things and people and places and things to escape our problems, our issues. We bury them deep inside because we were trained and we were taught and we were told to put it inside. You don't want that energy, right? You want to feel, and it's like, and it's so toxic. So that's what we're unraveling right now, right? Like all we've been doing as light workers is fucking pulling the string on the sweater. It's going to unravel on its own eventually, So it's all going to, it's going to be so good that we won't even believe it, but we will. You know what I'm saying? Because now people are seeing, hey, that's those are my workers you're deporting. Hey, those are my friends that you're deporting. Hey, those are, that's my mom. Oh my gosh, like I can't take my dog with me back to Ecuador. It's like, it's a very fucking crazy, scary, it's so off kilter. And they're seeing now that, like, when you dismantle one thing, you dismantle many things. And when you take jobs away from people and nobody's taking care of that, who the fuck do you think is going to take care of that? Do you know that the American government fired, I don't even know how many federal employees, thousands. And a lot of these employees are actually employees that aren't just like for the school system, whatever, but they're like for like the fires and for, volcano eruptions and for, firing scientists and people who are telling him like, you can't, you know what I mean? It's like he just keeps firing all these people and hiring all these yes people. But eventually that's going to break too. Right? Like now his own voters are like, why do you want to suppress this? If you have nothing to hide, then you should show us everything. Like, show them you're our hero. Show them. That's what they're saying. They're like, you're our hero. Prove it. Prove it. And he's like, I don't have to prove it. I don't have to. You know what I mean? It's like, but you do though. He barked and barked and barked. I want Obama's, birth certificate. I want blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Now all this fucking shit is coming out. So allow it to unravel. Allow it to happen. Stephen Colbert got canceled. He was the #1 late night talk show host. He had 2 million viewers average daily. In that time slot, it's unbelievably good. Don't tell me it's about the money. You know what I mean? Like, so now all these talk show hosts are gearing together. I watched Jon Stewart and the Daily Report. I was like, I have to watch this right now because it's so wild. And people are waking up like a fire. You know what I mean? Like, it's like wildfire. People are waking up so fast. This spiritual awakening that's happening, you guys, it's everywhere. Keep the light, keep the hope, keep the faith, because it is here. It may not look like it, but it is. We are just in the fucking eye of the storm. So when you actually go into the eye of a tornado, if you look up, if you were standing in the eye of the tornado and you looked up, it would be beautiful, clear skies. But when you're in it, you can't see that. All you see is the debris and the crazy winds and the destruction and the, you know what I'm saying? I just got a huge wind just came through here. Thank you, Spirit. So with that being said, during Leo season, during this moon in Leo, and definitely during the Lionsgate portal, which is July 26th. When does the portal close? I didn't write down the date, I don't think. Did I? Oh yeah, I did. I was literally going to say, I'm almost positive it's the 12th, which is why we keep seeing the number 12 as well. So the Lionsgate portal closes 2 days after Mercury goes direct. Mercury goes direct. It's in the vicinity. Within 48 hours, Mercury goes direct and the Lionsgate portal closes. So there's going to be so much magic that takes place. But remember that we're still going to be in the shadow of that Mercury retrograde for another 3 weeks. So and also, was it Chiron? Who goes direct? One of them goes direct in September. Was it Saturn? So, no, Saturn is retrograde until November 28th. Neptune is retrograde until December 10th. Pluto is retrograde until October 14th. And Chiron will be retrograde until January of next year. I feel like, do we have another, is it Jupiter? I think Jupiter may be in, retrograde as well. So, which is my ruling planet. You think I'd know that. But it's funny because I keep saying, I feel like there's another planet I'm missing, and I think it might be that one. Because I do this on my phone, I can't look and check at the same time. But astrology has been coming more strong into my orbit. And so that's why I was saying earlier, I feel like the reason why I haven't known more about astrology, or why Spirit keeps like putting in like the black box in front of me not to follow the astrology, is because astrology for me personally is, it's almost like, because they say it's like the roadmap or whatever. If I understood astrology, I would know everything that was going to happen. And I don't believe they want that for me. You know what I mean? Like I can go and watch astrologers. Like astrologers are like, I'm telling you something's going to happen. Some of them are astrologers and mediums. So they'll say, this is what I believe is going to happen, or this is what I see, or this is, whatever. But even they will always say, like, there's never a guarantee though, because we have free will. And just because the astrology is happening doesn't mean that people are going to comply with the energy. You understand? So that's basically what we're dealing with right now. So Spirit's saying, lend a hand when you can, but make sure you keep dancing through these retrogrades and dancing through the next 6 months, because, Leo is here to remind us of that. And also, I feel like, not just Leo season, but I feel like the Lionsgate portal is kicking us off for like the next 6 months that'll be all about the holidays. Because a lot of people celebrate Christmas in January in other countries as well. So I believe the Year of the Horse is coming early, like in terms of, I think it's like the first week in February. It's either the first or the last week in February, and I keep getting them confused because I was doing something else around that time. And Baba died, at the end of January, and the Dragon's Gate portal was handed over to the snake at the end of January. And I want to say it's the last week, but anyway, either way, they just want us to know that they got our back, all is well, and take some time for ourselves. The Bury Me is about, like, we've spoke about this before, how I had a really dear friend who married herself. And at first I thought it was a little silly and whatever. But then over time, as I got to know her more and got to understand her, I realized, she's actually really brave. And it's actually really beautiful to marry yourself, right? Like making that commitment. Like if you're going to make a commitment to basically what I got from that was, if you're going to make a commitment to another human being, then they're like, wouldn't you make those vows to yourself first? In some cultures, they don't allow people to get married until they have counseling. They have counseling before they get married so that they can understand each other more, so that they can understand how to navigate situations better together instead of getting wrapped up in their own shit. A lot of times people go into marriage thinking and the other person's going to save them, heal them, when I had that, beautiful dream that I was loving and cried when I woke up, I realized it's like, it was really just this beautiful, person who was in my life that constantly reminded me to love myself, and that they loved me and how special I was, like a unicorn, and not to let other people steal my shine. It's like that song from Kelly Clarkson, Mine, and steal your shine like you did mine. Okay, it's really high up, right? She's like, go ahead and break my heart. That's fine. Eternal sunshine of the spotless mind. That song's been coming up a lot. I did a video for it. I've done a few videos for it, actually. That was my body cracking for my other channel, Lula's Labyrinth. But it's basically what Spirit is saying is that, it's time for us to be the individuals that we were brought here to be. And if you don't know who you are, it's time to take time for yourself. And if you're in a relationship, keep dancing, and there are going to be times where you're going to be able to lend them a hand. And there's going to be times where you need to just take time for yourself. Some of you, I'm getting from Spirit, you guys, if you know my personal situation, I love Alder so much. I miss him so much. Like the last week we spent like 3 days together in a week, and 2 of them we spent, one right after the other. And by the 3rd day, we had a break in between a few days, and then I saw him, and I thought, I just didn't want him to go. Like, I kind of cried when they left, and it made me sad because I thought, why can't we be together? I don't understand, I feel like the more we're together, the happier we both are. And I'm, and Spirit's like, yes, but you're not 100% there yet. They're not 100% there yet. We've been apart for a year. That means we have not made love. We have not laid next to each other. We have not kissed each other, for a year. That's 365, plus 360 plus days, 370 days now, because I think it's been over a year now. And my heart aches for them. I miss them so much. But when they're ready, they'll be ready. and not a moment, not a second, not a day sooner. By the way, I saw number 54. It was exactly 54 minutes. So that's also the number 9, and 2025 is a 9-year. Okay. And today is a 12-day, which is also the number 3. So 3, 6, 9 are really powerful. You may be seeing forms of these numbers: 333, 666, 999, 13, 13, 19, 19, 16, 16, things like that. But we are in the year of the snake, and we're shedding that skin. We have to let things go. An eclectic mix of conversations, performances, and experiences featuring you. It's time for you to have more eclectic conversations, more fun. Maybe you always wanted to be a dancer, then dance. There's no age limit. I don't care if you're 75 and you're watching this, start your own dance group. Start it if you're at a nursing home, you know what I mean? I don't know what they call nursing homes anymore, retirement village, whatever, but like start your own. If you are, 20 years old and you want to dance and you live in a small village, there's probably other people that would really like to dance too, and make it like an all ages thing. Maybe the lend a hand is for you to pull somebody out of their shadow, out of their darkness. Maybe they need your light, like, look at this person's more in the shadow and this person's in the light going towards the shadow. Maybe you need to work more with your shadow self, and take some time to yourself to do that. But I feel like for some of you, you will find your way back to this person, number 31, which is also number 4, and 4 is about stability. But it's also about laying a good foundation. But I feel like it's going to happen like where you're going to be dancing under a full moon. I just got the chills. And you're going to be so, 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 so happy. Just so, so happy. And you're going to be so grateful that you waited all that time, because, it could even be somebody. I feel like for some of you, you've never been in a relationship with somebody, but like it's a friendship. And I'm hearing build the friendship first, especially for those who are more aligned with the divine feminine and have balanced and mastered their divine masculine energy right now. Because right now we're all feeling the shit show energy, because we all have divine masculine and divine feminine in our charts. We all do. So, if you are dealing with a divine masculine that's struggling, they're exactly where they're supposed to be. And remember that they chose this. They chose to struggle like that. We don't know right now at face value why that choice occurred, but they chose that. And you must honor them and honor that they chose that. It's not fair to ask them to go any faster than they're already going. It's really not fair. I'm hearing that from Spirit. It's not fair. And I just got a download like that for myself too, right? Like in my dream when that was happening, I realized like that's what they were trying to show me, was that like you're not alone. You can do a lot of things to make yourself feel better in that arena. And the fact that I'm still talking to him and still seeing, my significant other has been really nice. 5722. So let's see if we have any more messages for the collective. Do we have any more collective messages right now, Spirit, before we move on to the pick reading? So I guess they just wanted to show you maybe those cards just wanted to come in for a beat. Maybe those we're going to further study in the readings. I'm not quite sure. So stick around for that. I'm going to start pulling the cards for the readings now. Is it in our greatest size good to pull all of that out that's in the okay. Do we want to pull any more cards for the collective before we move forward? Okay, I felt that too. I felt like we were really wrapping that up there. This one was kind of hanging out, and I saw it when all the cards fell. So number 26, transform your life. And I feel like for some of you, I saw it 2026. So we're in 2025. So you're going to be a brand new person, but you have to make the steps to transform your life. And also these were behind it. Blossom, the start of a fantastic new journey, number 29, which is also the number 11. Also 26, when I saw that, I saw 2024, and I feel like for some of you, you actually started, you planted the seeds to transform your life last year. You started doing a bunch of things last year, or I just got the chills, or you went through a lot of hardships last year in 2024 in the year of the dragon. And 2026, you're going to be rewarded so greatly for that. Like you won't even fucking believe it. You won't even believe it. Like I'm seeing like rainbows and unicorns and dollar signs and happiness and joy. And behind the start of a fantastic new journey, because I feel like this wants to go here for a minute, is number 33, Toadstool, Secrets Revealed. Wow. So some of you are, this has been coming up a lot. And trust me, because of how many people who look at number 33, did I not see, I'd say that. I'm like, have you been seeing 33? Then this message is for you because of my past with Alder, I automatically, I'm like, is he cheating on me? Is he, you know what I mean? And every time I go to that, I have to remember, holy fuck, I obviously haven't healed that. I mean, I can't tell him I believe him and tell him that I trust him if I don't. And maybe this is a message for some of you too. Maybe somebody did reveal some secrets to you and you judge them for it. And Spirit's saying you can't have it both ways, you know? And remember that nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect, and people are going to do and say things sometimes that you're not going to like, that you're not going to understand. And that's okay, because you know what? You're not connected at the hip with this person. It is their journey. It is their story. And it is their fucking karma. Leave it be. Leave it be. I mean, this is for me too. My eye just started twitching. Again, the right eye. Okay, so now let's see. Reading 1. Do we have any, do we want to pull some cards for reading 1? Reading 1, reading 1, reading 1. Okay, so these 3 came together. And I'm going to put that there because that was the face card. Tubular Bells, number 13. Patience and Trust. Oh, I love it. Oh, look at him kind of hiding back there. They didn't even have me bring it close in, because I will when it comes to your reading. Okay, so Patience and Trust, number 13, which is also number 4, but look at that. 1 before 3, right? Like you're not quite there yet. You're trying to move ahead. You're not trusting the process. So if you're having any type of trust issues, intuition issues, trusting yourself, trusting others, having patience, that would be the reading for you. Okay, so reading 2. Oh my gosh, we just talked about that. So number 26, Transform Your Life. That is really exciting because I do feel like that is going to be really powerful. Okay, reading 3. Oopsie, reading 3. Okay. Oh my gosh, Pipe Dream, Dreams Become Reality, number 36. There we go. Number 36. Okay. So this one's popping out. Do we want to use reading 1? Was this reading 1? Okay, hold on. Reading 1. Now that you guys saw it, they're having me do it like this. So that'll be like maybe your final card. Okay, reading 2. Reading 2. Do we have any more cards for reading 2? Okay, same thing. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I guess this is like if you watch this, then you get to see you know what I mean? But if not, I don't know what's going to happen. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. Okay, number 2, reading 2. Do we have any more messages for reading 2? Okay. Do we have any more messages for reading 1 in this? Do we have any more messages for reading 1? Okay, this one is going in there too. Another one that you can't see. Okay. Reading 1 anymore? Reading 2 anymore? Okay. Reading 2 anymore? Okay. Interesting. Okay. Now reading 2, reading 2, reading 2. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, these readings are going to be really big. Reading 2, reading 2, reading 2. Okay, reading 3, reading 3, reading 3, reading 3. Okay. Oh. Probably a lot of the ones we pulled. Reading 3. Do we have any more messages for reading 3, Spirit? Do we have any more messages for reading 3? Oh, and one of these, but we won't know which one. Okay, reading 3, reading 3. Oops. Oh my gosh. Reading 3, reading 3. Okay, reading 3. Do you have any more messages? Wow, reading 3. Holy shit. Okay, reading 3, reading 1. Reading 2, reading 3, reading 4, Oh my gosh, there we go. This is it. This is it. And this is how I don't know if they're going to have me do a screenshot or not, but I do feel like they want me to kind of clean them up a little bit. Okay. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. Okay, you guys. So before you are reading 1, reading 2, and reading 3, I will see you over at your reading. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, all of my information is in the description box. You can email me for a request. I do all different versions and all different price points. So we can do videos, one-on-one, you know, whatever is in your wheelhouse. Also, I will put some links to things that we spoke about in the group reading in the description box as well. They will be in there. And yes, and if you would like to contribute anything, whether it's cards or cashola, I've got my Venmo and I have Amazon. For now, Spirit is having me stick with Amazon, so until they tell me no, I'm going to keep going with the flow. Okay, so but if it doesn't feel right to you, whatever, you know, whatever feels good to you, and it is never, ever, ever expected. Prayer is free, right? You can pray for abundance in my life. You can pray for joy and happiness there. You know what I mean? Like, prayer is free. It's just about the exchange of energy for all of the work that I'm putting out today. It's just good karma, which produces good dharma. All right, you guys, until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other. We're going to be talking more about the planetary things right now because, you know, Pluto is about rebirth, which we're in the year of the snake. It's about regenerative energy. It's about the consciousness, right? We spoke about Mercury already earlier. Saturn is all about structure, purpose, boundaries, identity, our challenges, perceived limitations, right? Authority figures, commitment, responsibility, and hard work. And it's also the most feared and revered because Saturn is the planet of discipline and karma. They literally call them the Lord of Karma. And Neptune is about inspiration, ideas, dreams, oneness, the mystical, right? The truth versus illusion. So keep those in mind. And if Jupiter is in retrograde, Jupiter is about luck, faith, belief system. It's the biggest planet. It's about fate, philosophy, and adventure. Okay? So keep these in mind when when we think about the retrograde is about going backward, which going backward is really just going into the underbelly, into the shadow, to go deep inward and work with all those energies through our healing process. And it's a lot, right? It's a lot. So take that into consideration. Take it easy. Take it slow. I don't know what has been happening with you guys, but ever since Mercury's gone retrograde, oh, this spider just came down. Did you guys see that? Oh my gosh. Do you want to come in, grandmother? Oh my gosh, they're so cute. If they come back down, I will bring them in. They're so cute. It's a little baby jumping spider. They're so cute. But ever since Mercury's gone retrograde, there have been all these weird things that have been happening with me. And I think I'm going slow. I think I'm good. No. Yesterday, like 2 things fell out of my fridge and like fell on the ground. I had just cooked this thing for a meal for today. I was so upset. Like I lost like half the food. I had to like throw it away. I mean, I put it out for the critters and stuff, but still I was like, motherfucker. I was like, damn it. And then I was going to get a pickle and the jar, like, I don't know what happened. I literally to this, like, even now I'm like, I don't know what happened. Did I not put the lid on tight enough? I don't know. But all of a sudden pickle juice went all over my rugs, all over. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just like cleaned and like washed and like did the remodel and like, I was like, no. But you know what? I took it as like a good thing because it was so garlicky and the little sugar ants have just been like relentless. And I thought, you know what? I bet that was like good for me, right? Because I sopped up as much as I could, but it's going to stay in the carpet. And it's not like I can really smell it, right? But the ants can when they're going across the carpet. And the way it did, it went like across, like it was almost like across a pathway that they try to get through. You know what I mean? So sometimes when something doesn't necessarily go your way, it might just be a blessing. Even if like a glass breaks and like things like that, it sucks, right? But a lot of times, like when you're cleaning, maybe, you know, you clean something that you've been meaning to do anyway, or you know what I mean? Like I can go on and on for all the reasons why things happen the way they happen, even if we don't want them to. Everything happens for our greatest and highest good, even if we can't understand it at the moment. So keep that in mind as you're moving forward, okay? And celebrate. We're gonna have so much fun over the next 3 weeks, you guys. I promise you, it's gonna be just basically the next month, right? Because we just came into Leo season. So, oh my gosh, she's coming back down. Do you want to be seen? Do you want me to show you? Oh my gosh, look at how cute she is. Where are you? Can you see her? I'm going to zoom in on her. So obviously grandmother spider wants us to work with them. Do you know when you see them hanging like that, sometimes they're building a web and sometimes they just like to hang. They like to just hang and just sway because, you know, they put a lot of energy into like moving. So it's actually better for them to just, oh my gosh, look at her. She's coming down. She's coming in. She's coming in. She's coming in. Oh, grandmother, I love her so much. So she wants to work with us. So work with that. So if you see them, just move them. If they're in the way, don't kill them. You just take them from their web. Like I just like pinch like the web, like from the farthest away from the spider, you know what I mean? And then I just go to the nearest plant or the nearest drape or whatever, you know. Oh, now she's coming in. Now she's coming in. Oh, she just came onto the table. We'll see if she comes in for the readings. So work with the spider spirit medicine and obviously with the lion energy while we're working with Leo and the Lionsgate portal and the Leo moon. Okay. Anything else for the collective spirit? No. But they're really serious about that. So if you see them hanging like that and you're like, what are they doing? They're just kind of resting. They're just like letting their web, the strength of their own web, just give them a break. So even the spider is resting, you know what I mean? So take some time to rest, whether you're in the northern hemisphere in summer, southern hemisphere in winter. Just remember that we're in the sun energy of Leo. So this is the time to really shine. And if you're not up for it, that's okay. But do little things for yourself, you know, have a dance party in your house, give yourself a little fun makeover, you know, play with, you know, art supplies or, you know, just do really fun things and research the Leo energy and utilize it to the best of your advantage. All right, you guys, I'll see you over at your reading. I love you so much. Take good care of yourselves and each other. Blessed be. Oh, bye. Welcome, reading 1. When I paused the group reading, I didn't even notice until after I paused it. It was at 1:11:44. So I'll let you use those numbers any way you see fit, but I will tell you it comes out to the number 11. So that's really powerful. I feel a lot of angel energy with you. Also, right before I opened the portal, Edelweiss started coming in like super strong. So if you've never seen The Sound of Music, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to watch it. Maybe it'll help inspire something over this Leo season and during the Lionsgate portal. If you didn't watch the group reading, I highly recommend it. But if not, no worries. Well, we spoke about a lot of things that I'm going to be talking about. But I don't want to like reiterate the whole hour again, you know, kind of thing. So I will do my best to try and keep it in with your reading to the best of your understanding. Also, I'm feeling, hold on. I'm also feeling like the number 12 is really significant for you, or you keep seeing variations of 12, or maybe the number 3 or 333 or 1133. Spirit is talking to you. You are an angel being. As far as I can feel from your energy, you guys are more than just light workers. I believe you are earth angels of some kind. I don't know what kind of angel or where you come from. I think it's different for all of you because there's so many of you here. But I am getting a father wound really strong. When I looked down, it was 11317. So 17 is a big number for our tribe, which is also the number 8, and 8's about infinity. And 13 is also the number of the divine feminine, the goddess, but it's also the number 4 about stability. So let's see what you have. I don't know how they want me to do this. Let me see if they want me to go one at a time or if they want me to. Okay, so this is the first card. So your first card is number 27, Greenwood, the Awakening. There's a lot going on in that card. May even want to take a screenshot. Wow. Number 27, number 9. So these are the galactic unicorns. Let me see. Do you want me to put all of them out right now? Okay. So, okay. We'll get to that. And we're going to zoom in a little bit so you can get a little bit closer to your card there. There's a serious father wound going on here. I also feel like it's something tied to his roots, because in Edelweiss, he's like, he's singing about the flower, and he's sad because his land is about to be taken over and, you know, by the Nazis, and he's heartbroken. So he's singing this song from such an emotional place. And he says, you know, Edelweiss. Well, you know what's funny? Normally I like to sing, but today I don't feel like I want to sing. Like, I feel like it's more about the message than like the, you know, let's put it this way. My first instinct is to be like, oh, I want to take care of you. Like, Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever. Right? And this very childlike, you know, out of my reach, no, you know, right now kind of thing, but not caring, whatever. But then there's like this, he's like, blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow forever. So he's like got this like this kind of baritone, almost like, you know, and then he's like, when he gets to the higher parts, you know, he's like cracking, and it's interesting because when I was growing up as a child, The Sound of Music was a huge movie for my family. They, you know, I think it was, I want to say Edelweiss, The Sound of Music and The Wizard of Oz, they used to show on Easter when I was a kid. It was either they showed them both, or like one was on, I think one was on one holiday and one was another, you know, kind of thing. But they always showed it. And so my family, I just remember racing, you know, home from like a family event so that we can make sure we could catch it, right? Because there weren't DVDs or VCRs, or, you know what I mean? Like, if you didn't catch it, you didn't see it. So we would like race home to see it. But The Sound of Music became such a powerful connection between me and my father. And when my father passed, Edelweiss, the first time I heard Edelweiss after my father passed, it was like I had this rush and he came in. And so now I have that connection. So that's how I knew. And when it started, I hadn't officially opened the portal yet for you, but it just started going in my head as I was beginning to start your reading. And then as I opened the portal, I said, is that just you here, Dad? Like being a spirit guide, or you know, are you whatever? And I definitely got, it was a father wound. So during Leo season, whenever you watch this, it's timeless, okay? I say that because it's true. But if you're watching it in real time, or even next Leo season, or maybe Leo season is coming, or, you know what I mean, whatever, in this incarnation, right this moment, in this time and place, utilize the energy of the Leo season and the Lionsgate portal. Anytime you watch this, you can call upon the Leo energy to help guide you and assist you. Absolutely. But there is something a little more potent when you're in the energy itself, right? So over the next 3 to 6 weeks, I'm getting this vibe from Spirit to really hone in on your gifts and your skills. And do not let because it could even be, so here's what they wanted me to say. It could even be an attachment to your father. So like maybe your father was super awesome and supportive, but like his father was like an SOB, you know what I mean? Just like awful and mean and like horrible to your father. And, you know, maybe you have a disdain for them. There's something in a wound with your father's roots that needs healing really deep-seated healing. I just got the chills. You are going to have a flush of a different part of your awakening when this happens. And that's why Spirit wanted me to say messages you need to hear right now, because right now in this moment, right, these are the messages that are coming through. But when you watch them, you're still going to feel this energy. You're going to feel the potency. You're going to feel the heavy weight of this part of your awakening lift. And it could be through music. It could be something like that. The whole point of The Sound of Music, it's literally called The Sound of Music, and it's literally based on a real family that really did play music together. And, some of the details, of course, were exploited or, made up for the movie, but a lot of the base of that story was very true. He did not want to, he was a military guy. He did not want to work for the Nazis, and he did flee with his family across the mountain. That really, really happened. So, I'm also getting this vibe. My eyes are going really strong to the back of this card, and I feel like for some of you, somewhere in this father wound, you were made to feel very small, or maybe your father was. But they put you up on a pedestal in the unicorn, because you know what? Holy shit, you guys. I just fucking noticed that. Look at this unicorn is the unicorn that's right here. Oh my goddess. I never noticed that before. And this is the unicorn that's on the cover. So let's see what other cards want to come through, because I'm not sure if they want me to read that book. If they want me to read from the book, then they won't give me another card. Do you want to do another card right now? Okay. So, okay. And they want it to go this way for now. I know it's upside down, but that's what they want me to show. So, I'll do as I'm told. All right. I meant to say I do as I'm told, but that's the way it came out. So, it's interesting. Some people might get upset when I say this, but I absolutely, positively, without a doubt, know that I was African in some life. I believe I was African American during, I believe I was a slave here, but I don't know for sure. I have visuals and visions of continually of different people from that time period that are all African American, but African, right? Because they were stolen from their homeland. But so sometimes things will come out like that, and people will be like, dude, you're being racist. I'm like, no, I'm not. I swear to God, I'm like, I'm not. That's happened to me. Has that ever happened to you guys? I will accidentally, like, something will come out that shouldn't come out that way, but it's like because I spoke that way in another timeline or another time frame. You know what I mean? It's very interesting. Okay, so let's get to this. So with each galactic unicorn, this is from the Enchanted Unicorn Oracle. Okay, so each enchanted unicorn also possesses or works with or is the spokesperson for some type of healing energy. And this particular card, it is a marigold. See how they're holding the marigold? Oh, I was going to go in and they said, nope, they can see it. I'm like, okay. Also, I feel like somebody is really looking in here, and that's what it's there for, scry. Like, whatever you see, there are no wrong answers. So it says, another name for this gorgeously sunny yellow field flower is the English marigold, which comes from, quote unquote, Mary's gold, referring to the golden crown of the Virgin Mary. I didn't know that. Interesting. In ancient times, crowns of marigolds were worn by revelers at parties and celebrations. Medicinally, the calendula flower is soothing, fresh, and healing, and a fantastic cure-all. On a metaphysical level, calendula brings hope after times of sadness and sorrows. Spirit said drink some water, everyone. If you don't have water, but you can get some, please pause this and go and get some. Even if you're like, but I'm lazy, I don't want to get out. They're trying to help us to stay hydrated. During the ascension, water is your best friend. Clean, purified water is your best friend. A lot of you know I spoke about this in one of, I think it was on Sacred Sunday, episode 11, that in my area, it's like we're known for our fresh springs and the mountains, and it's like beautiful. I live in the Pacific Northwest on the Olympic Peninsula. Yeah. So the day Mercury went retrograde, a petroleum tanker fucking went off a bridge. The driver's fine, but went off a bridge and dumped 3,000 gallons of petroleum and some other chemical into our waterways that were going upstream into our mountains. Yeah. Isn't that awful? It's shit's happening everywhere, you guys. Like, I mean, I've been like praying for, I even said to Spirit, I'm like, is something gonna happen? Like, it's almost like I've been waiting for the other shoe to drop, because we've been having earthquakes, our volcanoes have been active, you know what I mean? So I'm just been like, like, what's gonna fucking happen? But that's what's happening right now. Gaia is gonna do what Gaia's gonna do. Shit is gonna happen. People are gonna die. Like, this is just the way it fucking is. They're not saying it to be scary or harsh. Like, we don't ever die. They're just gonna, it's like, you have to start looking. I feel like this is for at least one person. You have got to start looking at what's happening right now as a video game, for real, seriously. If you need a movie right now to help you get through this, please watch Pixels. I had seen it some years ago. I was like, I don't really remember what it's about. I'm like, I think it's a kid's movie, so I didn't watch it. Spirit kept putting it in my wake until I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. I had a fucking blast. If I had known, I was like, man, but it was perfect. The day I watched it, everything was perfect. It was like the perfect day. So everything aligned beautifully. But watch that movie, because I feel like it'll help you a lot, because there is something about it. Like, if people die in this life, they're gonna like relive somewhere else. Maybe not back in this avatar, maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe not in your lifetime, but you will see them again. If it's like, we are connected, we are one. You will always see these people. They, some are in your life for 5 minutes, some are in for a lifetime, and it's hard, and the ending is rough, And those of you who are new here, in the last year, my husband and I separated, my mom died, and my familiar, my best friend, Kat, for 13 years, died. And FYI, Baba was the last to go, and she died January 31st. So do the math. It's almost the end of July. So all of that happened to me in 6 months. Some people get that in like 3 days, 1 day, a week. Some people lose an entire family because they were all together traveling. It's horrific and it's hard, but these are lessons that we signed on for. So just remember that, you may have to say goodbye to something or someone, I don't know what's in the rest of your cards, but whatever it is, you have to believe that it is for a reason, and it's for your greatest and highest good. And also, if not for you, do it for them, because think about it this way. If you're holding on to something, a place, whatever it is, you're also, by doing that, and it sounds, I know this is going to sound mean, but it's really selfish, because you're holding people back from their destiny and their path, and then new lessons they need to learn. You must not have faith. You must not trust, right? You must not have faith and patience if you don't believe that it's going to come back around. You have to believe it. This awakening is very fucking real. I just got the chills. It's very, very, very real. So the divination of this message is, the unicorn heralds a reawakening. The spark of joyfulness is about to return to life after a long period of hibernation. This card resonates with the summer solstice Litha, a time of positive change and a returning of the light. If life has been cold, dull, and monotonous, Greenwood proclaims a fresh new start. Your heart will start to open after feeling lonely and asleep. This is a rebirth through delight and pleasure. Meeting new people who bring your life joy is strongly indicated. The energy that surrounds this card is one of enchanted forests, woodland mysteries, the legend of the Green Man, and the fairy folk. Greenwood foretells of joyful gatherings under lanterns and fairy lights, garden parties, frolicking, and merriment. Oh, I got the chills. The carnival-like atmosphere of the Shakespeare play A Midsummer Night's Dream. You guys, I knew they were leading up to this. I can't wait to tell you something. And it's a good comparison for the energy of this card. We are in midsummer right now. Like, it dawned on me. I was like getting ready for something else. I was preparing something a few days ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think it was Monday. I was working on the yard, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, we're in Midsummer Night's Dream. And then my mind went into that. So you may want to watch that too, but watch Pixels, Pixels. It's with Adam Sandler, Peter Dinklage. The guy who plays Adam Sandler's best friend. He was in, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a really cute movie. It's a comedy. It's like a family movie. And I really think you'll enjoy it. And it's something, if you do have kids or family or something you want to like watch with your partner, it's just fun. And it's like, also I kind of feel like if you watch this movie with people and they're like not into it, that'll tell you a lot of like where they are too. Because there's so many levels on it. And I started to realize that Adam Sandler really is a genius. He's always been a genius, but he really is. And also a shout out to Ozzy Osbourne and Malcolm Jamal Warner. I haven't looked at the news so far today, but in the last like 48 hours, we lost Cleo Huxtable. I'm like, I grew up with the Huxtables. I was like, oh my gosh, like it's just, he is my age too. So it's just, he's, oh, and I was reading stuff that he just said in one of his last interviews, and just, he's a special human, and he's an angel, right? Some angels, that's why they come here for a short time. Some people are only meant to be here a short time. Maybe that's why I'm supposed to talk to you. But look at Ozzy. Ozzy, his last interview, he said that he feels like his greatest, like his gift was showing longevity, like that he fought through all these things. Like Ozzy's been through hell and back, and but just he's so proud of what he did, and and he just had like one of the best performances, and then he passed. Like he got to so everything, and he was 76, which is also number 13, the number of the witch. So powerful. Drink more water if you have it. Just all these like connections that we're having to spirit and to other things. And it was interesting too, because I feel like it's a double-edged sword with Malcolm Jamal Warner. When I looked down, it was 131.11, because he was, I guess a lot of people asked him in interviews about Bill Cosby, which we all know, like 60 plus women like accused Bill Cosby of, date rape kind of thing, roofies and all this. And so a lot of shit has been like going down, and you can just see that he tried so hard to separate the two, which is really fucking difficult to do, because people are like, oh, they're a demon, they're a devil, and he's like, but I didn't know that man. So you have to understand, for me, it's hard for me, right? It's because, right, like Bill Cosby compartmentalized his addiction, his illness, whatever you want to call it, his, whatever that was. We don't know. I mean, I don't know the whole story. I don't know what happened to him in his childhood. I don't know anything really. That case was definitely one that I had a hard time dealing with, because I've always thought he was creepy. When I was a young girl, he gave me the willies, and everybody thought I was an asshole. And I was like, but there's something about him that just gave me the creeps. And when we'd watch the Cosby Show as a family, I just remember being like, I don't know what it is. He just gives me the creeps. My mom's like, oh, he's so cute with his Puddin' Pop commercials and his blah, blah, blah. And, he was Fat Albert and all that. And I was like, I'm just telling you, I just think he's creepy. So when it came out that he, did this to women, I was like, well, there you go. I was always a telepathic medium. I didn't really understand. I was an empathic medium, right? Like, understanding like that I always knew there was something sinister behind this man, but not everybody has that kind of fucking radar that light workers do. And even light workers, like I feel like Malcolm Jamal Warner, I mean, everybody who spoke of him said he was an angel, like he was so, right? And even Bill Cosby said, like, it's like losing my other son, because he said he was like one of the few, I was like drawn to read the article, and he said he was one of the few people that didn't turn on me when that happened. Because it's really hard to still love somebody after they do horrible, horrific things. And my partner did horrible, horrific things, and it took me years to forgive him and forgive that. And then you know, over the years, I've had to learn to forgive myself and other people who did horrible, horrific things to me. And recently, I'll post it when they have me post it. And if they have me post it soon, I'll put a link in the description box with this. But look out for it in my shorts, but in my shorts, not in my shorts, but on the shorts compartment on this channel, the shorts section. But there was this person who made this short, and I did a side-by-side with them because I was like, oh my gosh, they don't let you like repost someone's short on your channel. Or if they do, I don't know how to do it. So I do the collab because that's the only way I know how to do it. Or they have me do the voice. But this one was different because the message was on the screen. But it's of a woman who says something, I'm paraphrasing, but she says something about, I wish somebody had told me something like that I would end up in therapy for my husband's abuse from his parents. And I was like, what? And it's just like the light bulb moment where I was like, holy shit, right? Like, what if you're somebody who like doesn't have trauma from, you didn't have narcissism or whatever, but like in this lifetime, you fall in love with somebody who has this trauma, but then you realize that the trauma was actually inherited by their parents' trauma. So now here's this person who fell in love with this other person who is now in therapy for the trauma that was inflicted from the two parents onto the person she loves. Let that ring your bell for a minute, right? Like, I was like, holy shit. Like, I mean, I literally was like, oh, that's fucking deep, man. Like, I never even looked at it that way. Just like my partner was in therapy, I'm sure that like the stuff from my parents that I was putting into our relationship, the control issues, my anger, you know what I mean? Like, it was so profound. So like, really let that sink in. That's really fucking powerful. So every one of these unicorns have what they call their unicorn magic. And it's important that you look at it for yourself and do it on your own time. So I'll go in a little bit if they have me go in. Okay. So take a screenshot of this. It says, a celebration is needed, and you have the power to create some happiness and fun. The Greenwood Unicorn encourages you to host a gathering wish. I think they were, oh my gosh, I saw wish clear as day. I did not see with, so that's interesting. We're talking about the new moon in Leo. This is a really potent time. So the new moon in Leo is tomorrow. I had a feeling they were going to have me put this out right before this for our like diehards, especially who, you know, like to do things like, you know, ritually and stuff. So it says the Greenwood Unicorn encourages you to host a gathering with your nearest and dearest, just because. Be sure to decorate with plenty of light. Fairy lights, lanterns, and candles will bring the beautiful light of treasured friendships into focus. Embellish with greenery, garlands, flower crowns, and delicious food and drink. That is beautiful. So whenever you watch this, it's timeless. Also, I heard gifts, you know, like, you know, building an altar for the ritual. This was a gift from one of our tribe members, Anna, and when she gave it to me, it was a unicorn, and I used to sleep with it every night, this rose quartz. It just made me feel good. I loved it so much. The energy was so beautiful until I broke him to death. I broke off his horn, I broke off his face, but he's still there. He's still, the rose quartz is there. So work with rose quartz energy and loving yourself. I'm hearing that from spirit. So let's see what your other cards have to say. Wow. I almost feel like these are like readings inside of readings. So, I think this was for reading one when we started pulling cards before. In the group reading, if you're in the group reading, you know, hold on, I gotta kind of zoom out a little bit. If you're in the group reading, you know, we pulled a bunch of cards and I thought that was the reading, but it was kind of, it went totally tubular. It just went a little like, it went a little crazy crikey. But anyway, I believe this was reading one. Number 4, fly trap, getting stuck in sticky situations. Who's getting stuck in sticky situations? I'm hearing Concentration, initiation, concentration now begins, starting with the name of. So, do you guys remember that crazy game? I don't know what's going on, but that just came into my. I couldn't remember all the words, but like, I'm just feeling, yeah, maybe that's what it is. I feel like you guys, it's time for ritual. It's time for your awakening, like your witchy awakening. You're getting stuck in sticky situations because you keep reverting back to an old version of yourself instead of being who you truly are. And I believe that in this Leo season and this Lionsgate portal, if you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. But you know how we do every Sunday now, live at noon Pacific Standard Time. We speak with Spirit on Sacred Sunday. So I believe that over the next several weeks, there's a lot of magic that's going to take place. A lot of magic is going to take place, but you must be open to it. You're getting stuck in these sticky situations because you keep putting yourself there. I literally am hearing from Spirit, you are your own worst enemy. Oh, that sucks. I've heard that said to me before too. And they're actually, do you want me to do it now? Okay, we're going to go into the book. All right. There's just so much coming through. I'm like, can I? And they're like, not yet. Okay, so we're going to read from the book. So it says, number 4, fly trap. A common myth about the Venus flytrap is that it is a large plant, when in fact, the traps are only a couple of centimeters in diameter. The delicate snares work by luring insects onto a platform of sweet-smelling nectar, setting off a trigger mechanism which quickly imprisons them in the toothy leaves. The Venus flytrap is often used in spell work for protection and love. Also, I don't know when it was, but some time ago, I kept this Venus flytrap video kept showing up, and like this person's channel kept showing up, and I kept watching the videos because they kept showing up, but it was, I would be like, no, I'm like, run, spider, don't go in there. Like, I was like, I was like, get out. Or like, I forget, there's one species that they can never catch. I think it was the wasp. Anyway, long story short, it was difficult to watch. But we have to remember that even that, right? Like they're giving their lives to that plant. Like it's the circle of life. And I feel like life, death, and rebirth is a huge issue for you. Letting go of the past is a huge issue for you. Control is a huge issue for you. But your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go and watch videos with the Venus flytrap. It's so interesting. And I feel like this is what's happening with you. Like you get too close to these people and then they suck you in. Sometimes you can escape, but you have to like, use your stinger. You have to like hurt people maybe, or maybe you have to, make up lies or wear a mask or something. And I'm hearing that shit's about to change because the divination says drawing the flytrap unicorn indicates that you are or about to become trapped in a sticky situation, whether through obligation, peer pressure, family expectations, financial deals, or a toxic friendship or / relationship. Be alert but not concerned. The appearance of this card is a gift as it makes you aware of a situation that can be easily avoided. The flytrap unicorn encourages the power of discernment and good choices. If something doesn't feel right, don't say yes to it out of obligation or duty or trying to please others. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If an offer from someone sets off a ringing bell or uneasy feelings, trust your gut. Can you see where we are going with this? On a more superficial level, employ the power of saying no to requests and invitations that do not bring you joy. Right? Like if someone sends you an invitation, you're like, oh my gosh, oh, this sounds so fun. I'm going to get dressed up. We're going to have so much fun, blah, 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 or maybe it's the opposite where you're like, oh, cool. I love going over there. Like we can just be in our jams and like be relaxed and like we don't dress up. Like if that's a yes, then go. If it's a, oh, fuck, I don't want to go. Dude, I can't go to my cousin's wedding. My other friends, this person's going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, do not go. It's hard. It's difficult. I understand. Spirit understands, but you cannot go. You know what I'm saying? If your body says no, do not go. That's your mantra. If my body says no, I do not go, right? I do not go here. I do not have this conversation. If my body says no, I do not go. If my body says no, I do not flow, right? Like use that, make your own mantra, but that's awesome, Spirit. That's beautiful. I love working with the Galactic Unicorns. By the way, this is my best friend, Ted. Ted and I have been friends for a long, long time. I found him at a garage sale, and he was a music box that played feelings, whoa, feelings. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, it didn't flow with Ted's energy. And it's interesting. It started to slowly break apart on its own. And now I just have Ted. But I feel like he wanted to say hello. So you can always call on Ted. He may be one of my spirit guides, but like he's everyone's spirit guide, so call him Ted. I feel like it stands for something too, like TED, but I've always called him Ted. Or Theodore, or what did we call you before? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Theo. That's right. So I digress. So listen, on a more superficial level, employ the power of saying no to requests and invitations that do not bring you joy. Feeling trapped by joyless work or social situations are very good indicators that you are not on the right track. This card encourages you to seek freedom and lightness because right now, this is important. Ask yourself what really matters to you. And here's the unicorn magic. The Venus flytrap is a surprisingly discerning plant. It is intricately designed to trap only insects of the right size and shape. Ask the unicorns to help you sharpen your own powers of discernment. Ask for a sign to show that you are on the right track and making the right decisions for your mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Look out for random unicorn pictures or items, or even the word unicorn, as an encouraging sign from your guides and angels that your instincts are working well. Okay? So let's move on to your next card. What's the next card? Oh, these two, they want to come out at the same time? Okay. I feel like they want to go like this, like in front of these. So I am going to take that medicine and listen to it. I believe these were part of the reading one. That's so interesting. Okay, so number 13, totally tubular. The tubular bells, patience and trust. And we have, wow, that's like really bright. What's going on there? Okay, that's good though, because I feel like Ted's like, I feel like Ted wants you to look at this. If you're somebody who scries or you see pictures, or if like these crystals are talking to you right now, you're not fucking crazy. You do have the gift. You are, right now, some of you are in shadow. That's why this came out. And I feel like we're going to talk about this right now. So, that's exactly what's happening. My whole body just went like chills. So number 13, tubular bells, patience and trust. And number 17, myrrh. Don't be so serious. Don't be so serious, right? Like be funny, be joyful. Don't let the frown bring you down. Don't let the frown bring you down. Seriously, if you make up silly songs, like that's fucking awesome. Make up silly songs. Have you guys seen The Tiny Chef? I'm going to put a link below. They're like my new addiction I think, so they like had a show and they were picked up by Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon dropped them. And when Nickelodeon dropped them, they made a sad video, and like it went fucking viral. That's how I found them. I was like, what happened? Actually, no, I think I saw another video first. I'm like, who's this? They kind of remind me of Kermit the Frog. They're like green and felt and like really cute. But I was watching their videos, and then I came across the video that they got canceled. And when I saw like when it was posted, I'm like, oh my gosh, they just got canceled. And it's so sad because he talks with like a really interesting like little, like, I don't know what you'd call it, like they word things differently. So he's like, hi, Nickelodeon. I can't even, like, he says bloke instead of okay. He's like bloke. It's just really cute. But it made me think of it, especially with this green, like, unicorn. I feel like the world needs them. And you know what? Biggest fucking mistake they ever made, because they put that video out. It went viral. And this guy had this team of people had 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. And the last I checked, I think it was almost 400,000. And this was like just recently, like not that long ago. So, you know what I mean? So you never know. Maybe you worked on something before, or maybe you have a character that you're like, I don't know if people would dig them, or you never know. I mean, he's Tiny Chef. He's like, you just have to watch it. It's just so endearing and so precious. And I feel like Tiny Chef helps us not to be so serious and through such a dark time. And I think a lot of regurgitation from the lockdown is coming back with people right now. We are seeing an influx of people having more compassion, more heart, more understanding. You know, the lockdown was a gift. And I said it since day one. I'm like, I think the lockdown was created as a gift to have people to slow down, to get people to understand that like life and togetherness and family and friends and love is way more important than anything. And also showing those people who were like living alone that they were like, oh my gosh, I don't have to go anywhere. Yay, there's a lockdown. And it empowered people to be like, I don't want to fucking go to this family party, or I don't want to do this thing anymore. Empower yourself. Allow yourself to be empowered. Don't be so serious. Let me ask Spirit if do we want to go into the book on either one of these cards right now? Do you want me to post it in the My Community? Do you want me to post it in the post section? So, okay. So in the post section on my channel, you'll see there's tabs at the top. Okay. Say home, video, shorts, podcasts, all that, right? I have all of those things. And at the end, there's a section called post. That's where only I can post. And I feel like Spirit's having me only post things there that are reading related. And now we have a new feature on my channel called, on YouTube channels called My Community. And if you are a subscriber and, you know, you are allowed to post things there as well. I will only pull things down if I feel like it's inappropriate, or if I feel like, you know, it's okay to plug yourself. I'm so supportive of that if I feel like it's in like the divine purpose, right? But if somebody just comes and subscribes, you know, to my channel and then like just posts like their stuff, you know what I mean? And then unsubscribes kind of thing, it's like, that's not going to float here. So if you want to post your Etsy, you know, if you make things like, you know, let us support you. Let us all support each other. This is the time to do it. Okay. So always check in the My Community section, and there you will see things like that come across. Just go and check it out. It's really cool. If Spirit has me, I'll put a link in the description box, but it's really not that hard. It's on my home channel, right? And it just says My Community link. Click on it and it'll bring you to, you know, whatever. There's art on there. It's interesting. I don't know how they're doing it or why they're doing it, or if it's going to stay this way, but I noticed recently that things that I've posted in post are also in My Community, but in the post you can't put things. So it's kind of, I don't know if they're going to clarify that, or, but for now, I'll take screenshots of these, and they're for you to go deeper into your messages. Okay. And yeah, I feel like I'm meant to leave this right here. I feel like you have a lot was given and a lot was taken in. So with grace and gratitude, I say thank you to your guides and my guides and all those who were here today. There were many, many energies. And of course, to the Blessed Unicorns for being here, and call on them to work with them, which is why I feel like Ted came in right before they told me about these other two unicorns. So work with them. Also, it's not myrrh, it's mirth, which is interesting, but isn't that myrrh? Or oh, maybe I bet that's what it. They told me I can tell you that. Okay, so I can tell you what the studies are, because maybe sometimes you might want to plant it or grow it or pick it up, you know, in like an essential oil. So the tubular bells are squash blossoms. Oh, it's zucchini. So it might be like maybe you're meant to eat zucchini, or if you're somebody who can't eat nightshades, maybe you like to cook for other people and you can make it for them. Or it could just be like maybe there's some other squashes they want you to look at. So there'll be pictures. Look in the post section. I'll take pictures of it, you know, and then you can work with it. And then your unicorn magic will be in there as well, so you can work with that. And then 17 is Ooh, ooh, it's got some cool Egyptian stuff. So if you've been having some Egyptian things, you definitely want to go to the post section and check that out. Okay, so it's about the artichoke. Ooh, interesting that these are both food. So there must be something going on. That's also a nightshade. So it could be, or maybe you used to be allergic to nightshades and they're like, maybe you can have them now. I don't know. That's something for you to, discern and talk with spirit about. I'll put pictures of the card as well because there's always like hidden like meanings in there as well. And like there's like languaging in there too. Aramaic, I think maybe. But it could be ancient Egyptian for this. I'm not sure. But this is really cool because it goes into the 15th century and talking about Italian cuisine. So maybe this has something to do with you. It's talking about digestives too. So it could be something, maybe you're having some things with your stomach. Either way, check that out. And it also has a really cool unicorn magic thing. So those will be in the post section. And until next time, I love you so much. Spirit loves you. Take really good care of yourselves and each other. And we'll see you next time. Blessed be. Oh, bye. Welcome, reading 2. Oh boy. And I say that with so much love in my heart for you that I literally like brought in the big guns and even like changed my rings out to bring in the love and protection. I am feeling so many things right now. And the wind came. It's like we were waiting for you. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So this is your unicorn, but it's upside down. Why are you so sad? Like it's making my little voice come in that I don't really use all the time. But this is how I see you. This is how I see you. And look at number 35. Glorious miss. Glorious mess. Glorious mess. But I heard gloriousness. Gloriously human. So, okay. I see what's happening here, my loves. I see what's happening. Let's get to this. I'm going to ask, let me see. I'm going to put this one here. You have supporting casts here, so I want to see if there's any cards that want to come in with it, because I feel like you need a friend. But look, they're upside down too. Oh my gosh. Transform, number 26. Transform your life. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Oh my goodness. I'm feeling a lot of stubborn energy. My mind went to Taurus, but that doesn't mean you are a Taurus, but I just literally felt like a very stubborn Taurus energy. Let's put it this way. None of the other cards were really coming around upside down. I think maybe one while we've been doing this for a few hours, you know what I mean? In the group reading 1, now we're on reading 2. So I'm definitely feeling, I'm literally hearing the word drudgery. Okay, all right. So this one is upside down too. Number 3, I saw it as 43 instead of 34. Number 34, sex magic. Love, sex, and magic. Okay. All right. Let's see what's going on here. And you have one more card, but they're not having me reveal it just yet. Okay. So I'm going to leave this one over here. Well, I'm just going to put it here. You are gloriously human. I'm holding space for you right now. That breath out wasn't like, I felt like that was you. I literally felt like I just channeled your energy reading too. And it feels like it's on multiple levels too. I feel like you need a big fucking deep cry. I feel like you've been holding shit in for a long, long time. The more you push down that pain and suffering, the more it's going to resurface. Drink some water. You are a light being having a human experience. You're as unique and precious as this beautiful jewelry, this beautiful ring. This was gifted to me by a beautiful, beautiful magical creature that had been in her family for a really long time. I don't know if it was one of a kind or just made for them, but I feel like it's time for you to sparkle and shine and let your insides match your outsides, and not in like a creepy way, you know? Like, I'm saying like the joy and the happiness you feel when you read a Nancy Drew book or you go on an adventure, or I just feel like you're full of such life and vigor. But it's interesting too, because look at how they have the cards flanking. Okay, so I feel like that's you in the middle as the glorious human. But if you look at the transform card and the sex magic, they're both like bright and beautiful, like, right? Like transforms body is like yellow and red with, you know, white, red and yellow feathers, you know, and then like it's almost like they're wearing a mask. Like they went from being a unicorn to like a rooster or something. Or actually, I think it might be, I bet it's a phoenix. We'll read from the book. And then over here, sex magic is super bright yellow with like purple and like some like nice earth colors. It's like they're beautiful and bright, but they also are super grounded and connected to the earth. But I feel like here, it's like their color of the unicorn is almost muted. Do you see what I'm seeing? Right? And I feel like inside, you've muted yourself. I feel like this is either you used to be like this and like it yourself is calling back to you to be this like bright energy, or I feel like you are like you've always been this, but this is how you really feel, and now it's time to shine that light. Does that make sense? Okay, they just told me to start with transform. Yay! Oh, yay! Let me see. Okay. Hold on. I need to ask them something. Hold on one second. I just want to confirm something that's coming through. Timing's everything, so. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go with the flow of it. So a lot's coming through at once, but I'm hearing to go with the flow. Okay, so transform. And just so you know, if you're new to this deck, this is, and if you didn't watch the group reading, this is the Enchanted Unicorn Oracle. So each of these unicorns are aligned with an energy, an earthbound energy. See, they're galactic unicorns, right? So they're from like outer realms, right? But then they're connected to an earth energy, right? As above, so below, which is our greatest like gift here, is to be able to do that. Make sure that you're channeling that energy and getting grounded, right? Because I'm feeling like that's, you know, not everybody's ungrounded in this group, so I'm not gonna, you know, and if you are, it's okay. It's where you're supposed to be. It's not a judgment. It's nothing about that. That's why they're having me start with transform, because it's really powerful. But anyway, they're each aligned with some type of earth element, okay? So this one in particular is connected to the red chili pepper. It says the red chili pepper is a hot summer spice under the dominion of the fiery red planet of Mars. Oh my gosh, this is all about Leo season. These are messages you need to hear right now for during this, you know, cycle. This is really interesting. So its task on a magical level is to inspire action, making things happen quickly and constructively. Medicinally, its stimulating effect helps ailments brought on by cold and damp conditions. Chilies raise the metabolism and can bring a sense of euphoria when eaten in large quantities. The divination is this unicorn appears as a fiery phoenix. Yes, we were correct, phoenix, rising from the ashes. You may not realize the power you have over your own life. Transform appears when you are ready to experiment with energy. Each negative situation you encounter is either an invitation to wallow resentfully or a chance to heal. You choose. Just as the chili pepper transforms the dank and sluggish to the active and alive, so too can your energy transform a room or a group of people. Switch the script. You influence the energy in a place. You are not influenced by it. You have the power to change, improve, and shift the unseen energy of a space with your thoughts. This unicorn encourages you to become a healing influence. Part of the solution to a happier and healthier human race is obtained by focusing on the good, the positive, and the joyful. Just by this focus, you can raise the energy in a room to one of love, peacefulness, and joy. Wow. Do you hear that? No more wallflower. It's time to just accept that you're fucking human. You know, that's the thing. A lot of this, the dark side of the spirituality is that they're like, oh, you should be perfect. That's why I fucking call it yoga pants. That's why I've been calling shit out on my channel. I'm not doing it to bully them or make fun of them. You know what I mean? I'm doing it to show people like, this is the fucking energy that needs our help. These are the people that need our assistance, right? Like, you know, these fake people. It's like let's put it this way. If somebody's putting on a persona of being something, that's what they want to be. Or they want to be some version of it, but they're not like fulfilling the right path or the right dream, right? Like maybe you're somebody who was like always into like, you know, toxic this and toxic that, right? Like, you know, I have to stop myself. This is the truth. And I'm just going to tell you this. I'm not proud of it, but I'm going to admit something to you. I'm going to admit something to you. There are so many times where I have to stop myself from commenting on social media because of my belief system. It's hard. It's hard. Especially when it's like, and I know it's a trigger for me, and I know it's something that I need to work through, right? Because it'll come into my orbit and it's like not really something I'm into, even though I'll say like not interested, it'll still like, you know, come my way. And it'll be like, oh, here's a fun, easy snack for summer, you know, during Leo season when it's fiery Leo, la la la, in the hot of summer, you know, and you're like, yeah, that sounds good. And then all of a sudden they bring out like, you know, Pillsbury, and it's like all like name brands products. They don't care what's in it. It's like shit. It's like old shit. They don't even care, you know? And I'm like, really? We know better now. Like, why are you buying that? Don't perpetuate that fucking shit. And it's because they're being paid. And why do you think that they did that? Why do you think that they brought people in from social media platforms, TikTok and all these things, where they're, oh, it's illegal, not illegal. Oh, I mean, it's just like, it's so ridiculous, but it's like also like awesome because it's showing us, yes, you can do better or you can make money. And let's just say, you know, they're like, oh, but we eat really healthy, you know, that's just like a treat. It's like, yeah, but why are you even doing that as a treat? It's like, so what does that mean? That you normally wouldn't eat this, but you're taking the money. So be very fucking mindful moving forward of who you take what from. You're a phoenix rising out of the ashes. It's time for you to fucking literally look at like, that's okay, that's human, but there's also really good things about humans. Being human means that you want people to thrive, you want people to live, you want them, you know, because we've been in survival mode. Do you hear that? Like, you know, the third dimensional energy is survival mode. They're trying to show us that we're going into some apocalypse. And when it's like, no, we're the zombies, dude. We're the fucking, we may not be like, I'm going to eat your limbs, you know, but it's like, we're the fucking zombies, right? Like the constant, I got to have my fucking coffee. I got to go and plug money into fucking Starbucks again today. I got to go and plug money into this corporation, this company. Instead of investing in yourself, now they have so many wonderful gadgets and people are like, well, I can't afford that in a machine. I'm like, okay, how many times do you go get a fucking coffee? Every day? That's your treat? That's your thing for yourself? You're like, yeah, it's like $25 a week. I feel like I deserve that. I deserve $100 a month. I'm like, okay, so add that up. Invest in yourself. Or, there's other things too. There's so many different forms that aren't just coffee. Coffee's good for you, but mushrooms are good for you. Not like for myself, like my body doesn't like the caffeine. I can barely, like, I love dark chocolate, but if I get too dark, I have to only eat like one bite. And usually that's enough anyway, because it's like, it curbs that craving. But, it's like, it's getting to know ourselves, to really understand ourselves and see ourselves. The only way to transform our lives is to actually look at our life, every fucking aspect of it, every facet, every little detail, and come clean. You don't have to scream it from the rooftops if it doesn't feel good for you. That's fine, but at least come clean with yourself. So when you look in the mirror and, and you sit with spirit and meditation, right? It's not like you're putting on airs, you're trying to be. It's like, who are you doing this for? The other fellow humans? In the end, it's your soul, it's your story, it's your journey. So who cares? We bring joy and love to each other, but we don't have to, it kind of grosses me out that people find entertainment in other people's pain and suffering. It's one thing if you're like watching a movie and the character, is going through pain and suffering and you're learning lessons. It's another when like you're not doing the lessons, but you're just like, oh, look at him. Or I was watching this it was like a live footage of like, people doing like really silly things. And they had this pranks segment that I watched, and I found myself like some of the pranks I was like, oh, that's fucking mean, man, like that's awful. And then other ones I'm like laughing so hard I was like crying laughing. I'm like, oh my god, I like haven't laughed that hard in so long. Like I needed that laugh. But then like I was saying to spirit, I'm like, I feel like a jerk though. Like I feel like I'm laughing at their, and they're like, yeah, but they're laughing too. Like, because, a lot of the pranks were like they scared somebody. The ones that were the funniest were the ones that were, like one of them was like, I made a shorts for it, was with dolls, like people, see, it's making me laugh again. Because it's people who are just like sitting there reading a book and like their kids' toys are laying about, but their like partner like fucks with them and like makes one of the dolls move. I mean, I just couldn't stop. Just the reactions. I'm laughing because the reactions are so real. That's when a prank is like kind of fun. But then also it's kind of good for our vagus system to be like, because it also it shows us that we're alive. It kind of like reinvigorates the system. But also to be aware that, maybe there are some walking dolls around. Anyway, I digress. So transforming your life it's about changing, into who you were meant to be and not someone that someone told you should be. Also, the love, sex, and magic is very interesting. We're going to get to that in a minute. So each of these has their own little, what they call unicorn magic. And here's the one for transform your life. The unicorns bring you this special little spell to help bring you a new lease on life and aid you to transmute energies from negative to positive. Take 3 red chili peppers and tie them together with a red ribbon. Place this little charm under your bed to ignite transformation and invite new beginnings. You know what's really special about that is make sure you clean out your bed, get all the dust mites and everything clean under your bed. Actually the best sleep is when you have nothing under your bed, it's true. They say if you're going to put anything under your bed, then like maybe have crystals or things like that. But like, I guess they say like shoes, you should never, which is funny. I just realized I need to move my shoes. I didn't even think about that until just now as I'm saying this to you. So this is a message to me too. It's interesting because the love, sex, and magic card really, actually all of these cards like kind of ping to me. So I'm sure there's messages in all of these for me right now too, as well. But long story short, your bed is where you sleep and often make love to yourself or someone else or others, no judgment, whatever works for you. So I think that spirit is also calling you to clean out the clutter underneath your bed. That is what I'm hearing from spirit. And I just got a huge download myself. That's really powerful. Wow. But also we are Mercury retrograde. So maybe until after the retrograde, or if you're going to do something, retrogrades are a rough time to move things or change things, or, even my partner and I, like, we're doing something tomorrow, and I was like, I'm going to kind of sit with spirit for a minute, because I'm like, I want to make sure, because I had a bunch of things happen to me yesterday where I was like, oh no. And I'm a triple Sag, and, Mercury is my opposing sign. Jupiter is my luck sign. I think Jupiter might be in retrograde. Please comment below if it is, because it was coming up before, because I know we spoke about this in the group reading about all the planets that are in retrograde and what's going on with Mercury retrograde during, the Lionsgate portal and all that, blah, 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 blah. Go check it out if you didn't watch it. I think you'd enjoy it. But there's definitely a correlation going on with this energy right now with that as well. So it's about cleaning the clutter and cleaning out that energy underneath your bed. Maybe even buying yourself some new, bedding. I just got some new bedding from a lady who gave free on Craigslist, and I got like Italian, handmade, I don't know if they're handmade, but they're like the real Ralph Lauren, like made in Italy sheets, with like the most beautiful, like, cotton. And I'm telling you, like, it's the little things that make such a big difference. They're new to me. You know what I mean? I washed them real good, took them to the laundromat, did a nice vinegar bath, and I did like the ultimate wash on it, and I felt so good. I can still kind of smell their soap, which was disappointing, but I thought, eventually that's going to go away. But anyway, so, you don't have to go out and buy the most beautiful bedding. You may find that your local, thrift store may have something really nice for you as well. Just make sure you wash it with like good, healthy soap for the environment, and vinegar. Vinegar's really good at getting that out, and hot. Okay. So once you get these little red chili peppers and you put them together with the red ribbon, place this little charm under your bed to ignite transformation and invite new beginnings. It's time. You guys deserve it. You deserve to have that. Let me see. Do we want to read Gloriously Human? Do we want to read Love, Sex, and Magic? Oh, so you have you remember this one over here? Okay, invention, brilliant new ideas, number 1. Okay, so even though you're gloriously human, you have to remember that you're a light being having a human experience. So it's time. Maybe you were brought here to invent something brand spanking new. Something that, a lot of times people are like, oh, you can't reinvent the wheel. I'm like, you know what though? Sometimes you can. Sometimes you can. Maybe not the circular, whatever, but maybe you can make a better form of a wheel. Maybe you can make a better wheel that's not made from tar or like from rubber, you know what I mean? Like these kind of things, maybe you can, who knows? So, what's my dream? What's your dream? Everybody has a dream. What's your dream? My throat just got really tight. Okay, earlier in the reading, when we were talking about the Phoenix, I saw Jeff Goldblum. I saw all these different things. And then I was like, is it from, I don't know if you guys have seen Wicked. If you haven't, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is watch Wicked immediately. Interesting. Reading 1 had Pixels was their recommended movie, and your recommended movie is Wicked. Also, Wicked 2 is coming out in November. But I also saw that you are meant to write something. This may be even for one person, but I feel like for some of you, like, or maybe you, I don't know if you write screenplays or books or whatever, or maybe it's a book that's going to be turned into a movie, but I just saw Jeff Goldblum playing a character in your book and you didn't even think about them, or maybe you've been like thinking about a character and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, Jeff Goldblum would be perfect for that character. And then that reminds you of this. And let me tell you something. When I first started writing, I was like, I'm not a novelist by trade that I knew of, right? Like maybe in a past life, whatever. But as I was like waking up to my writing and being who I am, interesting that turned around. But during that time, what really helped me whenever I would have writer's block is I would turn the characters into actors, known actors. That way, it helps you to see them in a story. It helps take the character on. I'm not exaggerating. By doing this, I went from having a writer's block to writing 18,000 words in like 3 days. So never ever second guess yourself. Also, there is not a timeline. I have been writing my novel series for more years than I'd have to sit down and count, but somewhere between 6 and 7 maybe. And I still have so much more to go. And every time I want to write, I get this like, not yet, or it's not time, or whatever. So you could be on a hiatus, but if you are, it's not that you're having a writer's block. It just means either go write something else or go paint something, or maybe, get more in. Maybe you're meant to like watch more movies or go see a musical, something on Broadway, or, wherever you like to go, wherever you like to visit. Maybe you like to travel somewhere and go watch theater. But I'm hearing it's about the influence. Also, look at the heart, look at the middle card and the invention where I almost said the heart chakra, but it looks like, I don't know if you see what I see, so I'm gonna like kind of show it to you. But it almost feels like there's like this flower is growing out of the heart chakra and it's like stuck on the throat chakra. Where like, see how it transforms, like, diddly-do, I'm going to have fun. And then like, they're like sparking from fires and chili, right? Spicy, spicy, spicy. And then over here, we've got sex magic, love, sex, and magic. This card has been super fucking quiet. It's almost like it doesn't even want to be seen, heard, spoken to, anything. So there's something going on there too. I feel like I'm seeing like an X in front of here, almost like you've closed off. See how like there's like no body, almost like no sexual organs, nothing. And that's okay too, because sometimes, let's put it this way. I was a dynamo in the sack, right? I'm a triple Sag. My moon's in Scorpio. Enough said. If you know astrology, it's funny. Whenever I tell certain people that, I met this guy once who was really into astrology, and he's like, wow. He's like, you're probably a firecracker in the sack. And I was like, oh, I like sex. And he was like, I bet you do. By the way, when I looked down, it was 2/20/22. So 2/4/6/8. So 222 is 22/22. Maybe you've been seeing that angel number. Maybe it's something for you to work with. Also, it's a number 8. This is 26, which is also the number 8. 8 is about infinity. Remember that sometimes we just go in cycles. Like number 34 is 7, right? 7. We have 7 weeks. We have 7. I go on and on of all the 7s that we have in cycles. So with that being said, I feel like Spirit's like, this may be something that's just on the back burner for a minute. If you've lost your whatever, especially with women, when you're going through the change and all that kind of stuff, it is a difficult time. Now that I'm on the other side of it, I can tell you it lasts like, almost every woman I know, it lasts anywhere between 6 and 10 years. Most of the women I know, it's between 8 and 10. There's very few people I meet, they're like, dude, I had perimenopause and then I went through menopause and then like, I'm like fine. I was like in and out of it like 6 years. I'm like, wow, that's really great. Some people are like, I didn't really notice anything. My periods just started to go away. I didn't really change that much, which is another very rare. But a large portion of women who go through the change, it is a long process. So be gentle with yourself. It kind of feels like this, right? Like somebody just like ripped your fucking vagina and your uterus and everything out. And you're just like, sorry for our male who watch these as well. But you know what? At this point, I would hope that you are above that and you're light workers and you can handle this conversation. But listen. Did you hear what I just said? I was just talking with Spirit about this because I don't know if you guys know Steve Irwin, who was the crocodile. He's like, crikey, whatever. I can't do it. He's so precious. But anyway, his family, they've continued on. But his son, Robert, has really, really, oh my gosh, when I looked down, it was 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So there's definitely something there for you guys. But his son has really like kind of stepped into his shoes, and it's beautiful. He's his own person and he's so wonderful. But it's really beautiful, and there's something really magical about it. But anyway, his sister Bindi had endometriosis and like all these horrible problems, and so he's been like going around and talking to anybody who will listen, especially men, about the the divine feminine, the female body, and the lack of support that it's gotten, and why a lot of, he's like, this is why the women that we love are dying. This is why the women that we love are suffering, because, you know, we don't want to talk about this. We don't want to talk about these things. It's like hush, hush. And Spirit's saying, when we make things hush, hush, we make it that there's something wrong with it. And there's absolutely, positively nothing wrong with what happens to the divine feminine female body. It's, you know, and it messes, and I keep saying divine feminine as well, because it does, it messes with your psyche. It throws everything off. Your body's so imbalanced, and it's a really scary time. It's a, you know, and I don't, you know, I don't use fear-based words very often. Drink some water, but it was a very, I mean, I would, one minute I'd be sitting there and having a good time watching a movie with my partner, laughing, and the next minute I'm like, oh my God, I'm so hot. I'm so hot. And I would like have to take off all of my clothes in the winter and go outside and lay on like the concrete just to like feel like, because I felt like, I mean, there were times where I was like, dude, I think this is what internal combustion feels like. I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm going to blow up. The first time it happened, I literally thought I was going to blow up from the inside out. It was the freakiest, scariest thing I'd ever been through. And even though I'd heard about hot flashes, I'm like, you can't really explain it to somebody until it happens. And not all women go, we all go through different things because our body makeup and our chemistries are different. So be gentle with yourself, you know. And for those of you who are like mothers, you know, same thing, right? Like your body changes. You know, your body changes when you get pregnant, and then your body keeps changing until you have the baby. And then after you have the baby, especially if you're breastfeeding, your body's changing again. And it's like, you know, but it's doing what it's supposed to do, right? It's creating the child, and then it's giving the child food. And it's a beautiful system, and it's beautiful the way that it's put together. But at the same time, you know, we don't really allow ourselves. It's like, oh, okay, you can have more health care, or, you know what I mean? Ooh, listen to that. You know, especially in the United States, right? Like our healthcare system is so fucking jacked. You know, other countries, they understand that. They're like, you'll come back to work when you're ready, or you won't come back to work, right? I feel like you need this picture. So just take it easy on yourself. I'm hearing that really strongly. Do we want to read any more of these cards right now? Do we want to read any more of these cards from the book? Okay, so your mission, should you choose to accept it, is after this reading is to go into the post. It's, you know what's really cool? Is it, I just got this from Spirit. It's the post section, but I kind of like it because it's the post reading. So it's like a little extra step for you to get more of the, you know, because maybe some of you got the information you needed, and some of you need to dig deeper into the cards. So what I'll do is I'll take screenshots of the book and of the cards, and then I'll put like reading 2, and then you can, you know, do the unicorn magic rituals on your own if you want to. And also there may be more messages in the book for these cards, but I'm really hearing like that's your, it's your homework, so to speak. Okay, so let me see, do we have any more messages for reading 2 right now? No, those are your messages, beautiful souls. I can't wait to spend more time together. Don't forget that we have Sacred Sunday live here, Pacific Standard Time at noon every Sunday. And I don't know, don't quote me yet, but I do believe that Spirit and I have something really magical coming together for Friday, August 8th for the 8/8 portal. So stay tuned for that as well. Or I don't know when they'll have me post or when they'll have me talk about it, but just know that that is, that's coming around the corner as well. That would be, I think that's 2 weeks, because we're still in January. Oh, excuse me. I just looked at January. We're still in July. So that is, today in real time is the 23rd. So yeah, that's like a little, like 2.5 weeks from now, or a little over 2 weeks from now, is the Lionsgate portal. I mean, the Lionsgate portal. So in real time, yesterday, thank you, Cancer. We said goodbye to Cancer and hello to Leo energy. We are now in the fire energy. Tomorrow is the new moon in Leo. Make sure you set those intentions, okay, you guys? I think Spirit's going to have me do something short and sweet to post about that. But other than that, it is for you to work on and set your intentions, and we'll get to that. Anyway, do what feels good to you. Also, I was called to put a link below in the description box for the 3rd quarter moon reading from June, because there's some, I guess somebody needs it somewhere. So if you've seen it already, maybe you're meant to look at it again. I don't know. But then in real time on the 26th, on Saturday, the Lionsgate portal is opening. Okay. And then at the end of the month on the 30th, Chiron is going retrograde. We spoke about all this in the group reading. I'm not going to go any further. If you want to know any more about the astrology, go and check out the group reading. Until next time, take really good care of yourselves and each other. All of my information is in the description box if you would like to work with me one-on-one, or if you'd like to donate anything to the tribe and the work that I do here on this channel. Thank you so much. It is never ever expected, but always appreciated. And remember that prayer is free, and sending good wishes and beautiful prayers my way is also currency. So it's good karma for both of us. Until next time, I love you so much. Spirit loves you. And the unicorns say, please call on them, please call on them, please call on them. And they'll see you in the post section. All right, blessed be. Oh, love you. Bye. Welcome, reading 3. Welcome to the Enchanted Unicorn Oracle card reading. And blessed Leo season, Lionsgate portal. So many things. That's why I said to Spirit, when you just say messages, right? Like just things you need to hear right now. So I was getting a lot of things that were coming through right away, but I feel as if I want to ease into it a little bit, because I think I want to tell you how awesome you are first. How beautifully awesome and individual and lovely and just beautiful. It's just the best. That's you. Beautiful heart, beautiful soul, beautiful mind, trying so hard. You're not alone, you know. I know you feel like you're all alone out there, but you're not. So we got some cards here. Some of these cards came from the group reading. I noticed it when Spirit had me pull them. So if you haven't watched the group reading, that's okay. You know, sometimes you get that pull, like maybe you should, watch something else first. So if you feel like you should go watch the group reading, go watch that first and then come back to this, right? Like it's going to be here when you get back. Sorry, I thought I was adjusted, but it's like getting hotter in here and I'm like, I don't like things sticking to me. Okay. And I apologize. It's like, midday, beautiful day here on Wednesday. I live in a very touristy area, so I apologize for the noise, but I just wanted to say that I love you and you're not alone. And just knowing some of the cards that are in here, I'm interested to see what Spirit has to say to you, but let's put them in the context the way that they want them to start. Oh my gosh, this is so funny because I literally just smoked a bowl like right before I started this says 2 hours and 30 minutes, but I've definitely been doing this a heck of a lot longer because I take breaks in between. But anyway, I digress. Number 36, which is also the number 9, Pipe Dream. So it says dreams become reality. This is something I feel like you are really struggling with. And also I just felt psychically attacked on my arm. I felt like, did one of you have somebody who used to threaten you by like digging their nails into your arm? When that happens, sometimes it's like, I'll feel it like, this is obviously probably old. I don't know if you could see it, but do you see the little scrape on my arm right there? That's kind of where they got me too. So it was like it kind of was there, and then it kind of went up and like my top arm too. And I feel like it's somebody who would be like, or like, anyway, it doesn't feel pleasant and it doesn't feel nice. And I feel like this may be somebody who's squashing, you know what? Interesting. So reading 1, we spoke about father energy holding you back, right? Because the Leo energy, we spoke about this in the group reading, the Leo energy is so vibrant and beautiful and gregarious and outgoing and loving and just wants everybody to have a good time, wants everyone to get along. Like, love me some Leos, right? But we're also in Mercury retrograde in real time, so in that instance, we have to give credit where credit is due. Leo just came in. We just came from watery Cancer, which is very emotional, to fiery, Leo that, normally Leos are like, look at me, enough about me. What do you think of me? But this is a retrograde energy. We have like 5 planets retrograde right now. We have 4 for sure, I know, but I still am not for certain if Jupiter's in retrograde, because I know Jupiter was retrograde and then they were going direct and then they were going retrograde, and there was a lot of things going on with Jupiter, or they were changing other planets or astrological signs. I'm not an astrologer. I'm learning, but I'm not an astrologer. Drink some water. Also, I'm getting this energy of like, I want to talk a mile a minute. And I'm like, I feel like I have to keep slowing myself down. So, you know what you need? You need some lavender. So where I live, it's lavender season. And I highly recommend you get yourself some lavender. Get the full sticks if you can. I shuck most of the lavender off, but as you see, I'll leave a little bit on. And when you burn the sticks, it's also very, very calming, just like regular lavender. It's just not as strong. So it's time to slow down. Whether you're northern or southern hemisphere, we have both families here. So if you're in winter or you are in summer, please slow down. I am literally like begging you to please slow the fuck down. Retrogrades are all about slowing down. The 5th dimensional energy is in full force on planet Earth. But what is happening is the other planets are in retrograde, and it was hard enough when we were in the 3rd dimensional energy to deal with that. But now we're like moving at like light speed, pun intended, right? Like we've got all these light workers and the energy. It's like we're coming back to life. The love's coming back on the planet, and everything's happening kind of fast. People are like, what's happening? However, that energy can fucking blow us out and make us feel exhausted. We are still human here. If you were drawn to reading 2, we talked about being about that, it's like, right, as above, so below. That's what these unicorns are telling us, right? Every unicorn in this deck is connected to some type of earth-based energy. That's what they're trying to show us, the as above, so below. We must stay grounded here. Some people are just flying so high in spirit all the time, they don't stay grounded. But you got to stay grounded. It's really important. And for some of you, this might be for real. Like maybe it's time for you to, smoke cannabis or, whatever it is that is, ooh, interesting. Out of nowhere. I don't even know how this fly got in here. I don't have any screens open right now. So there's like a massive fly in here. I'm looking around. I'm like, how did you get in here? I thought maybe, oh, I did leave the window open. Okay. But because that there are never any accidents. Like the spider came through for the group reading. So work with spider spirit medicine and work with fly spirit medicine. And interesting, fly trap, I think was in reading 2. So there's definitely something there with, I feel like it's a divine feminine. So that's what I was saying also. So reading 1 had a lot of, father energy around it. And reading 3 right now, I'm feeling a lot of like mother energy, like, you're never going to be that, that's not reality. That's not real. And Spirit's like, nope, we got to let them see that it is real. It's okay to look at it. It's okay to see it. Dreams become reality. They're like, nope, I can't see it. I can't see it. Spirit's like, yes, you can. Look at it. It's right there. Dreams become reality. Keep saying that to yourself. You got big dreams? This is the time to do it, Leo season. Plant the seeds right now. Start putting it out there right now. You want to start a channel? Do it now. You want to write a book? Do it now. This is creative season. Cancer is very creative. It's like we're coming from this watery energy to the fire. It's like, anything that you've been thinking that you've wanted to do over the last 8 weeks, just do it. Don't hold back. Now is the time. Now is the hour. You have the strength and you have the power. So let me see. Do we want to read from the book for this reading or for this card right now? Do we want to read from the book? Do you have anything else you want to say about this? Oh, that they're saying it's not just a pipe dream. It's real. Some people would think I'm crazy, but I spoke about it earlier in the readings, but when this unicorn, this bronze unicorn came into my orbit in a thrift store, I knew I had to have him. He became my best friend, Ted. He watches over me. He looks after me. He is my best friend. He is my buddy. So you can call on Ted. He's a really powerful unicorn spirit. I think it's an acronym for something, or it might be his initials. I don't know. It's interesting, but it's interesting. He's just really cool. So call him whatever you want. Theo. What did I call him? Thaddeus. I think when I first got him, I was calling him Thaddeus. And then I started calling him Ted. So anyway, it's not just a pipe dream. Also, number 36 is the number 9. This is a 2025 year. It's a number 9 year. This is the time. This is the hour. You have the strength. You have the power. So this came from another deck, okay? It's called Life is Simple deck. And the base of this deck is about ego. So Spirit says, lend a hand. Dreams become a reality. You want to know how a dream becomes a reality? Let's cut to late 30s, not knowing what to do with my life. Also look at 36, 38. Ooh, I feel like that's going to come into play. And long story short, I ended up going back to college. I never thought I would do that. I never thought I would change my life and change the trajectory the way I did. But you know what? When I went to the counselor, they have you sit with a counselor at the beginning to kind of, you just keep checking in with them to see if your major's on track, or you need to switch majors, or you need to switch classes or whatever. So long story short, my person was MAGICK, and I loved them. And we became super good friends because I was older and we were around the same age. And she said to me point blank, if you don't get some experience, you are not going to be able to get a job. It's going to be hard enough because you're older. Because I was in fashion. She's like, the fashion design industry is just so brutal. And so she said, if you start now, like taking like unpaid internships, little jobs, she's like, I have a board, that has jobs on it. And she said, I also, like, whenever jobs would come in, she would put it on like her voicemail. So when people call, she lists the jobs that are available. So long story short, I think it's interesting that says 36, because I think in the end I worked like 36 runway shows or like 36 events. And the first, I think 17, I didn't get paid. I worked as a runner. I worked as a dresser. You name it. Kind of like Devil Wears Prada, right? The original one where they're like going to get scarves. And I'm like, I did whatever. Some jobs, it wasn't even really, it was more in like marketing or like distribution or whatever, but I would do it anyway because it looks good on your resume. And then by the end, I was getting paid, like I think $50 an hour or something like that to do a runway show. So, and a lot of times you're only there 3 hours, but still $150 for 3 hours. Now this was, 15, 16 years ago. But even so, $150 for 3 hours of doing something that you love is pretty awesome. So these are the things that Spirit is talking about. Lend a hand. If there's something that you want to do, if you want to make a dream a reality, it's not just a pipe dream. It is a reality. Look at it this way, okay? You're already living it. You're already living it in another life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're already living it in your head, so it exists. Now you just have to like put it into motion. Let's see what the other cards have to say. Do we have, I feel like there's a supporting cast here. Okay, fireworks. Oh my gosh, put yourself out there. Exactly. Put yourself out there. I'm going to push this back so we can get some light. It was just the sun was on me. Put yourself out there. Number 3, fireworks. Exactly. Lend a hand. Put yourself out there. This is how you show up. I switched all the crystals and now I'm like, I have to redo it. Okay. Right. So by putting yourself out there, maybe there's a job that you really want and you're like, I can't afford to go to college right now, or I don't want to go to college, but, teach yourself as much as you can on YouTube University and all over social media. And then start going to places and say, show them, log your hours, be like, these are the hours I watched this, and this is, but I need to put it into action. You don't even have to pay me. Is there something I can do to put you on my resume to, build it up? Most people really like helping people. I'm telling you. You know what's so cool about that? You know why I got so many jobs? And that was in less than like 2 years. That was under 2 years that I worked that many jobs. It was like a year and 9 months, because that's how long I went to school straight. I didn't take off any time. So during that time, I just committed to myself, and I worked 2 jobs, and I worked at my school so I can get a break on like all my classes and like taxes and things like that. And then I worked an outside job that ironically didn't have anything to do with fashion, but it didn't matter because it was Geneviève Letou, which was a French, I don't know if it's still around, but it's kind of like Crate, it's like France's Crate and Barrel, basically, or like maybe even more high end. Really, really nice stuff. So people were like, oh, I love that store. And it was just like, I'm like, yeah, I loved working there, because where I worked was like super hoity-toity, and I ran into a lot of rich people. I got clients that way. I made connections that way. And my boss was so cool that she was like, if you want to like do your homework or whatever while you're here, she's like, as long as no one's in the store. And like the way that they had it was like kind of barricaded. She understood. She was so cool about it. Most of the people that worked there were students. So she was just like, that's how I got it. And I got that through my boss, and they went through my school. You know what I mean? So you'd be surprised. Now, I will say this. I'm glad I went to college because I got to have the experience, and I'm glad I went back. I met people. I was in my late 30s, and I had people that were in my class that were in their 50s, their 60s. It was so inspiring. Some schools are worth it and worth the money. Some are ripoff and scams and whatever, but some schools are really worth it. And art schools, it's like, I'm like, oh, I'm not an artist. And they're like, you are an artist. You've been told your whole life that you're not this person. So I'm hearing from Spirit, like, if you want something bad enough, you have to be willing to put yourself out there to get it. Right? And look at this. It's like a bridge between your pipe dream and they're like, you can go from pipe dream to, and look at this, by the way, interesting. I was pulled to wear this. I made this ring. This is made, and I learned when I was in school, this button is from the Victorian period, and that's leather. And I designed and created these, and people were like, dude, I love your rings. I love your rings. I love your rings. And I've been thinking about doing them again. But, anyway, what I'm saying is that it inspired me. I didn't finish because the classes that I had to take to get my degree were all computer based, and I knew I was never going to use it. And one of my professors literally talked me out of school. She was like, she's like, trust me. She's like, your talent will speak for itself. And she said, not only that, but you're older, and now you went to school, and you can say that and say, I was never going to go that direction. She's like, because you're not. And when you're going for those jobs, she's like, somebody's not going to not hire you because you didn't take a fucking computer-based pattern making class. She's like, trust me, I know this industry. She's like, you're going more towards the art. She's like, you're a wearable art designer. So don't just check yourself out. Another thing too, this perfect example. When I started making this line of jewelry, like, I don't know, 14, 15 years ago, I wanted to be in stores. I took my merchandise and I walked from store to store to store. And I took like, this week, I'm going to go in this area, then I'm going to go next week, I'm going to go to this area. Cause I still had like work and jobs and stuff, until finally I got into stores. And then having my stuff at the store, I just happened to be at this store at this perfect time. You know what I mean? And it went from being a designer to working for this organic clothing store, and then meeting like all of my people and becoming the light worker that I was. I just followed the breadcrumbs. I followed my passion, and it led me here. Please do the same. I guarantee you, and I promise you, use the passion and the beautiful, outspoken, gregarious energy of Leo season to put it out there. But keep in mind that Leo is also, Mercury retrograde is in Leo. So that means that the negative side of Leo will come out too. You know, maybe this is just the time for you to like put your stuff into motion, work with your own chart, see what works for you. You know what I mean? Because this time of year can sometimes be really, really good for me because my third deacon's in Leo. I'm a triple Sag, you know, all fire. My moon's in Scorpio. Usually coming off of Cancer, it's like a cool energy. But I'm also seeing like these really weird fucking things have been happening. And I'm like, I don't know if it was like the seed planted from something I watched, maybe. But also I do feel like she was trying to, you know, kind of put some caution in my airwaves. And the truth is I was cautious, but when that thing happened, I spoke about it in the group reading, but the irony was it actually ended up helping me. So don't be, you know, concerned about the outcome, or, you know, I know it's nerve-wracking to put yourself out there and be like, this is me, world, you know, take it or leave it. But this is the time to show the world, like, this is me, world, take it or leave it. Okay, what's the next one? Do we want to read anything from the book? Drink some water and work with fly spirit medicine. It might actually help you a lot. I feel like they want me to go from the, okay, there's a lot of things happening right now. Okay. Number 31, keep dancing. So keep dancing until your dreams become a reality. Make sure that you're out there and you're having fun and you're enjoying the world. You know, look at that. I can feel your fear. My right hand started to shake when I was starting to put that card out there. I know it's scary. And I feel like for some of you, you're not used to putting yourself out there. That's why it's so scary, because you're not used to it. But Spirit wants you to start getting used to it, honey, because that's why you came here. We spoke about, maybe for some of you, you didn't see the group reading. You're meant to go watch it. You're meant to go watch it. Because we spoke about this in the keep dancing and lend a hand. But interesting, like this was a different card, but it was it was the same thing. I feel like for some of you, you're in a relationship and it needs to stop for good or just pause for a minute. And I feel like you're always helping them, and now they need to work on themselves and help themselves, and you need to go and work on you. It hurts, I know. But listen, did you ever hear that old saying? If you set something free, if it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, it never was. Well, none of us belong to each other. And I think we're understanding now that some people really enjoy being clingy with other people, and that's their path and that's their purpose, and that's okay. And there are other people who are really lone rangers, and that feels more comfortable to them. A lot of medicine people and light workers, we like to be alone. You know, because we're not really ever alone. You know, we really are working with spirit all the time, you know, wherever. So I feel like for some of you, you're just waking up. You're just starting to really get it. But for some of you, you guys are lifers. Like you guys, meaning like you understand your many lives, you know what I mean? Like you're understanding a lot more. What's our next message, Spirit? Okay, so this is interesting because this is upside down. We had an upside down card in reading too. Number 33, toadstool. Secrets revealed. What is going on with the secrets? This came up in the group reading too. Oh, maybe for some of you, the secret revealed is, because this one wants to come out too, but right after I say this, for some of you, I feel like the secret revealed is going to be actually that you have these gifts, but you've been keeping them secret, and it scares the fuck out of you to put them out there into the world. I get it. I know. I understand. And some people aren't going to get you. And you know what? Here's the thing. Spirit wants me to say this. Brace yourself. I just want you to know you're not going to like it. Okay? Spirit's like, you're not going to like it, so I'm going to say it. Exactly. Be prepared to not be liked. Why do you need to be accepted? Why do you need to be liked? Why is that important to you? That is your mission, should you choose to accept it, from during this Leo season, is to like really see who you are, love yourself for who you are, and ask yourself, why do you feel you need to be accepted? And who are the people that you want to be accepted by? Next card. Oh, Blossom. The start of a fantastic new journey, number 29, which is also the number 11. You know, it's interesting. I kept seeing September 29th, and that's my Earth sister's birthday. And so I was feeling like, I was like, oh, is that about her? But it's interesting. But I feel like there must be something. Let me look on the calendar. There's something on September 29th for this group, for this reading. September 29. Ooh, interesting. It's the first quarter moon, and it's on a Monday, on a moon day. So there might be something in there for you guys. Maybe it's your birthday. Maybe there's something big there or whatever. But, you know, first quarter moon is about taking action, right? So in the new moon, we set our intentions and we put our dreams and hopes and wishes out for the next moon cycle, you know, for it to happen all the way, or for at least to send some breadcrumbs our way to let it know that it's happening and that it will happen. And if it doesn't, just means maybe not this moon cycle, or maybe not ever, you know. Sometimes we're holding on to things from past lives that aren't meant to be in this one, and we can't even live our most beautiful, fantastic life because we're living in like maybe, you know, a past life that doesn't belong to us anymore. I spoke about this in the group reading. I had a dream last night where my heart just like broke for this old thing, and it's interesting because it was about dancing, and I was crying, and I felt this sadness of like having to let this person go. And I feel like maybe that's for some of you guys too. Also, there's a full moon in there, so it might be something to do with a full moon with you as well. But they wanted me to bring Ted, my unicorn buddy, in here. So work with the unicorn energy. Hold on one second. That's what it was. I'm like, I felt like they wanted me to change something, but I didn't know what. Okay, so here we go. Interesting. Okay, so check this out. Look at how all of them, actually this came up in one of the other readings, but they didn't have me speak of it. So if you watched any of the other readings, if you saw this there, I feel like this is a wink wink to you. But basically what I was going to say is whenever the creatures, beings, whatever they are in the cards, when they all tend to look the same way, the same direction, which in this case is looking to the left. I don't know how this will, I don't know when it uploads if it's going to be mirrored, but either way, they're all looking in my direction right now. I'm seeing them all looking to the past. And normally this is where I'd be like, you guys don't live in the past, blah, blah. But however, this is different because I feel like you will blossom and things will start to make sense as soon as you understand and recognize what that dream is. There's some of you that have a really big fucking dream. You know what? Here's the thing. This is the reality. You want a wake-up call? If you have a dream that's so big, that seems so fucking far out of your reach, that is what you're meant to do. And you're like, no, yes. That's why you still want it. That's why it still speaks to you. That's why it's there. Because it's your destiny. You're living it every day. You're just not living it outwardly. That's what the secret's going to be. The secret that will be revealed. It's interesting, in the group reading, the secret's revealed with something different. But in this reading, that's why sometimes we reuse a card, because it means something. This is really powerful, reading 3. This is really powerful, and I feel like you guys are going to have some serious breakthroughs. Oh, I'm so excited for you. Please feel free to comment below. And even if you want to come back to this at some point and tell me, you know, what dreams became reality, I would really love to know about it. Share them with me. Share your dreams with me. We may be right, we may be wrong, but I want to bring you along. Share your dreams with me. Pink's A Million Dreams, right? Because 1 million dreams is all it's going to take. Right now, we, by loving each other and bringing the light up into everyone's faces right now, by everyone awakening one after the other, the shadow is going away. These people can't hide under these rocks anymore. They can't lie anymore. We can't either. Also, I can bring more light into your reading, but I feel like for some of you, you're in shadow right now, and that is perfectly fine. That's where you're supposed to be. Some of you are and some of you aren't, but wherever you are exactly where you're meant to be. Spirit is going to have me take pictures of these cards and the book meanings, and I'm going to put them in the post section on this channel. And for those of you who don't know, there's a new feature on the YouTube channels. At least you can have it if you want it. And on my channel, it says My Community. And if you are a subscriber to this channel, you can post things, that anything you feel would be good for the tribe, any educational things, anything that you're working on, maybe your Etsy page, your website, whatever it is, you know, share your dreams with us. What are you working on? Feel free to, comment below. But also, Spirit says, remember to be mindful too, because sometimes not everybody is your biggest cheerleader. So be mindful who you share your dreams with, because I know for the people that are in this tribe, as far as I know, right, we are here to support and love, support and love, support and love, support and love. That is our job. That is our duty, is to support and love. But we also have fun. And I think we stopped having fun, If things have gotten too serious, people, they're like, oh, I don't know, I feel this is happening and that's happening. It's like, yeah, but that's what they want. The more destruction and mayhem that's going on in the world, they want people to be in the fear zone and the shadow and the dark side. And we're saying, no, come to the light, Carolyn, right? In the good way, because we are just love and light, and we are the real version of that, though. Not the love and light. Oh, dude, her sweater is so ugly. Yeah, that's fucking yoga pants. And that's the shit that I'm working on squashing right now. Now, I know that I got a little strong there with my voice, but it's also, I'm working on that, because that's my Southside Chicago Kelly. That's like, whose ass do I got to kiss? Or, ooh, interesting, kick. I normally would have been kick. Now I'm like, kiss. Interesting. That's so interesting. So whose ass you don't have to kiss anybody's ass, and you don't have to kick anybody's ass either. You just be you, unapologetically. Your new mission, should you choose to accept it, is to be 100% you at any given moment, unapologetically. Maybe you like wigs because you like your natural hair color, but you like to have pink hair some days, and some days you like to wear blue hair. You know what I mean? Maybe you're somebody who likes to actually color your hair and make it permanent. Do that too. Maybe you're somebody who just likes to, do the semi-permanent or the wax, and, maybe you like to have feathers in your hair. I'm only saying that because of what's going on with this beautiful blossom, which, by the way, I didn't realize until now. Look at how much my ring mimics the blossom. Oh, I don't know. It's interesting. My pendulum just like disappeared. When it disappears, I always kind of feel like that's that. But I do feel like I want to read one of them from the book. So I'm going to go to 36 Pipe Dream. Toadstool came out too, so we'll see. All right, so Pipe Dream. Now, each of these unicorns has an aligning earth energy, as above, so below, right? They're the galactical unicorns. So it says, the ficus tree is an enduring evergreen, also known as weeping fig. This popular houseplant is easy to maintain and brings green life to any space. Its natural habitat is the rainforest, and it is considered a sacred tree in East and Southeast Asia, bridging the gap between human and the divine. Interesting. Bridging the gap. Bridging the gap. I love it. Bridging the gap. Let's go out a little bit. Okay. Loving this, you guys. I'm really loving this. I'm really loving this right now. Okay. Bridging the gap between human and the divine. On a metaphysical level, the ficus tree inspires the inner peace that comes from strong self-belief and a greater understanding of life's challenges. The divination is a pipe dream is a term usually used for an unobtainable fantasy. The saying originated in the late 1800s. Look at that. When was that? That was a really fucking harsh time. That's when they really started to understand how to control us. And I'm not making this up. Do your fucking research. That's so powerful. Oh my gosh. That is so powerful. So, the ficus tree inspires the inner peace that comes from strong self-belief and a greater understanding of life's challenges. So, the saying originated in the late 1800s and alludes to the fantastical visions opium smokers experienced. However, in this instance, dreams that seem impossible could become a reality. Fortune is on your side. Build your vision and start putting practical measures into place, because this unicorn symbolizes positive outcomes for outlandish ideas and projects. You got this, reading 3. Perhaps you have been living under the shadow and weight of others' expectations, and it's time to let that heaviness go. Maybe you are experiencing judgment from people who think they know better. Recognize that you now have the freedom to live your own life. You have gained a higher understanding of who you are and why you are here, despite the naysayers. You need to give yourself permission to follow your quote-unquote pipe dreams, and this unicorn appears when you need to hold on to a strong sense of self-belief and chase your wildest dreams. And it's dreams plural. Maybe for you right now, it's just like, I want to play the fucking French horn. I've always wanted to play that. I think it's a cool instrument. Then you go and take a class, right? And then one step at a time. Maybe you're somebody who's like, I want to do this and I want to do that, but you need to do multiple things at once. Challenge yourself, but don't overdo it either. Spirit's saying do it if it feels right, if it feels comfortable, if it aligns with your schedule. The other thing too is, remember that when you do these kind of things, when you go to one thing to another one, they will just bridge you to another. That's how I got the. I mean, I say this all the time, and I'm not saying it for name dropping. I'm just to give you a reality. My first runway show was a local designer where I went to school in Chicago, and they were amazing, but they were still a local designer and they weren't famous yet or anything like that. The last runway show I did, I managed and ran the show for the models and the dressers and things like that. Not the models themselves, because they came from their own agencies. But anyway, I digress. But it was for a Chanel couture show where I was working with the editor of Harper's Bazaar. I was working with the editor of Chanel, like the main editor of Chanel itself. Like all of the garments that I put my hands on were one of a kind that were handmade by Chanel, their people. I mean, it was, and it took me a year and 9 months to get there. It's not very long, and it goes by really quick. So I would have never thought in a million years. I used to look, the stuff that I looked at in magazines as a little girl, I was living in it. I was like a step away from Anna Wintour. You know what I mean? Like in that realm, in that world. And even so, I was with the Anna Wintour of Harper's Bazaar. So I guess I was, you know what I'm saying? But like at the time, and she was so amazing too. I can't think of her name right now. It's like one of those things I'd go, oh, of course, but this was like, many, many moons ago. But anyway, it's not what's important. What's important is that when I was talking to her, how I even talked to her, because a lot of times you're like, oh, you shouldn't talk to, blah, blah, blah. When you're there, you just do your job kind of thing, because we're like hired out through the school. And this was different because at this point I'd hired on with different agencies. And so, yes, I was still representing an agency, but I could still be myself. And she was wearing a vintage Chanel suit, and I said, is that a vintage Chanel suit? Vintage Chanel suit? And she said, yes. And I go, is the brooch vintage Chanel too? She's like, yes. She's like, oh my gosh, that's so interesting. She's like, nobody even asked me about this. She's like, my husband gave me this, and she told me this whole story about how it was in Coco Chanel's collection, and we ended up having this like amazing conversation. And I'm like, holy shit. So just imagine, this woman, and maybe you know who she is, comment below, but if you know of Anna Wintour and Devil Wears Prada, it was like, she was like that person, but like on a nicer, much nicer, but and before you knew it, it's like, I was hearing feedback from all these different people who are like, oh yeah, so-and-so said that, you know, they would hire you again and that they really loved you. You know what I mean? That's how you change your life. I was really interested in her outfit and her brooch, but you know, it's like complimenting people does really help, but but you have to genuinely mean it and know what you're talking about too, you know? But you hear what I'm saying? Don't be afraid. Put one foot in front of the other and live your dream. It's not a pipe dream, okay? So each of these comes with what they call unicorn magic. And so if you want to, I'm trying to get it in the light so you guys can get a good picture. Maybe you can, let's see if I can get it more light here. Okay, so it says unicorn magic. The unicorns suggest obtaining a ficus tree. Use your intuition to find its perfect place in your home. Look after it, nurture it, watch it grow. Ficus like partial light, warmth, and damp soil. They appreciate plant food once a month and the occasional outing in the fresh rain. This will be your magic tree and a symbol of magnificent possibilities. As the tree grows and thrives, so too will your dreams. You might even like to adorn it with special charms and symbols that represent a successful endeavor. And it's on page 131. So, you know, January 31st, oh, that's the day Baba passed away. But also, just so you know, like, we're going to be passing over from the year of the snake, which is about shedding our skin, rebirth, all that stuff. And the torch is going to be passed to the year of the horse, and the horse is all about freedom. So you, my friends, reading 3, there is something really powerful that's in play here. And Spirit's like, do not doubt your ability. Do not doubt who you are, and do not listen to the naysayers, because you know what? The people who, the naysayers, they don't understand you because they're not on the same journey that you are. You know what I mean? You're the start of a fantastic new journey. They don't understand. They don't get it. And they're not going to get it. And that's okay. And sometimes people, like, you know, they want to stay around and, you know, oh, I'm going to help this person. I'm going to save this person. Nobody can save anybody but themselves. Let me see if they want me to tell it in a different way, or if they want me to pull any more cards, because I think those are your messages. Oops. Do you want to put this in a different way? In any way, shape, or form? Okay. And keep dancing your way through it, right? The pipe dreams. Keep dancing. Let your secrets be revealed. Don't let fear hold you back. This is a start of a brand new, fantastic journey. And you, my friend, are going to be, when you least expect it, they're saying also, don't help people just to get something out of it. You know? And if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. I'm hearing that from Spirit too. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it just because, you know what I mean? Like, they had me put it there for a reason. You know, because your dream and somebody else's dream might not be the same. And be careful of the wolves in sheep's clothing. But they're saying, it's time, firecracker. It's time to put yourself out there. You deserve it too. You've worked really, 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 really hard for this. And some of you, you're still working through some stuff, you know, but that doesn't mean to give up on your dreams. Keep putting your one foot in front of the other. Okay, do we have any more? Do you want me to pull any more cards? Okay. Spirit, do we have any more messages for reading 3 before we head out? I feel like there might be... Oh, shrooms. Shrooms might be good for some of you guys. You know, cannabis is like my best friend. Maybe for some of you guys, shrooms is yours. It's a good place, and shrooms are really great, especially microdosing. They're really good for creative energy and to help bring you into your flow and to pull you out of this shadow. That's why I was hearing put one foot in front of the other, because they're like, you need some light in your life. Also, I feel like for some of you, pull back the dark curtains. You're staying, maybe you've been keeping the heat out and they understand that. They're like, but then you need to get out. They're like, you need to get out. You need to get outside. Hold on one second. This is getting real serious. Do we want to read any more from the book before we move forward? Okay, no. All right, you guys. So in the My Community section, you can post, but when you go to my main page on my channel, you'll see the tabs at the top, and all the way to the right is where it says post. And I'm going to start utilizing that more specifically just for readings like this. And then my community, I'll be putting things in for like recommendations, or maybe a video I really liked, or something that's inspiring, or a channel or a person or something. But I'm going to keep posts in like just, this kind of energy to continue, like a continuation for the readings. So just look under reading 3, and then I'll take pictures of the books and the cards, and I'll put them in there. And then you can do, like, I feel like there's more messages in there, but maybe not for everybody. Maybe you got all you needed, or maybe you saw the group reading, another reading. Either way, I've been going for like 4 hours, so they're like, I feel like they're tapping me out. They're like, you're tapping out. You're done. Honey, you shit yourself this year. I think you're done. Remember that from those of you who watch Sex and the City, you know what I'm talking about from the movie, where Charlotte's like, everybody's had a horrible year, and she's pregnant and she's like all nervous or whatever. And she's like, but earlier in the year, she accidentally shit her pants because she drank the water in Mexico and it made her, poop and have diarrhea. And she couldn't wait for the bathroom, and she like shit her pants in front of them. And so it was like, she's like, honey, she's like, you shit your pants this year. I think you're done. So I feel like Spirit's saying to some of you, like, it's time to, if you're going to be looking to the past, only go there to like go and across the bridge. Like, I feel like this is like your divine masculine and your divine feminine, whichever you align with. But I feel like this is, time for you to bring them together in alignment while you're going on this journey. Okay. And remember that Yang is the sun, and sun rules Leo. So there's going to be a lot of masculine energy and a lot of retrograde. We're going to see a lot of stuff. Keep the faith, and keep that light bright. Until next time, if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, send me an email. All my information is in the description box. And there are also links if you would like to donate anything to this tribe or the work that we do here in any way, shape, or form. And remember that prayers are free, and it's all about good karma for you and me. All right, until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other. I love you so much. Blessed be. Oh, blessed be. Oh. Did I just say that again? Oh my gosh, I need to go. I love you. Bye.